can be free. I take the weight on my shoulders. As I feel the sky come down on me. And I can't hold it much longer. Gonna let go so I can be free. Yeah, yeah.
Alvarez for me, buddy.
Busy morning. I feel like I already did a full work day. And now we do a show. I just get to hang out with my friends. FT Live. What?
What'd you do all morning?
I don't think anyone cares about what I did all morning. I did business. We've got sponsor deals. We've got people calling. They want to put our show all over. I'm not going to say where yet. A lot of secret stuff this morning going on.
So you're tired now?
I'm
You
not
take the
tired.
day off.
No, I don't take days off.
Okay.
What am I? I'm a grinder.
Are you?
Absolute grinder. But I don't think you're AJ's friend. He said it earlier. He doesn't need friends. You can be an acquaintance.
That's right.
Friends,
Good point,
you have
Kratz.
to have a plane or a boat. And I don't think you got one of those yet.
Boat over 100 feet.
Oh, I didn't know there was a size.
There's size.
Size
Matters. Oh, yeah.
I'm Diamond Medallion on Delta. I think I can have a companion first class with me sometimes. Does that count?
I mean, I got that.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I mean,
Just can't live up to
I
expectations.
can fly with both you
here.
guys. I like that.
see, now you're our acquaintance.
Nice.
AJ was just shocked that I'm wearing a hat today. He's like, "What? You didn't do your hair?" No, sorry, I was too busy.
Show him your hair without your hat.
No.
No, come on.
Whoa. This is an unfiltered show.
Yes.
Like, we're trying to get deep into the lives of celebrities here.
Fine. How about this? I'll do it at the end of the show. You have to stick around for
Yeah.
2 hours with us. Okay? Deal?
Is
I'll
that
do it at the end
before-
of the show.
After Ozzie Guillén?
After Ozzie Guillén, who is
He's gonna
joining
not have
us.
a shirt on.
Oh, he better not have a shirt on.
Well,
He
he's
probably
got to
will.
take off articles of everything to contribute to the win streak for the White Sox. Ken Fazio from Tyrus Baseball is going to join us. The Tyrus Baseball sells products that I think many pitchers need to look into because Ken is going to go over Max Scherzer back on the mound tonight for the New York Mets and how we keep his ass on the mound. And also, I cannot wait to ask Ken about this because he is the expert on rosin. I want to know what should be done by MLB so that there are not problems for pitchers that are coming on our show almost every day right now saying, I don't know what I'm allowed to do and not do on the mound anymore. So I'll just leave it at that. And then also Peter Appel from Just Baseball, great website with a bunch of articles on the sport. They do a nice job. They're going to join us as well. So very unique, eclectic guest list.
I'm just going to flip your hat off.
No, I said at the end of the show, I'm going to do it.
No, but I just want the people to see it.
That's why I have this. Thanks, Tyrus.
That's why you have the what? What is that?
This is a pine tar applicator for thick and sticky tar. Thank you, Ken.
Sounds like you had a rough night in the bathroom.
he gave me a instruction manual on everything.
Okay.
This is not my jam. I'm a microphone guy.
Okay.
I don't hold bats. I don't play. Okay.
We need some pine tar on your microphone. That would not make our producers or directors very happy.
No, it would not at
Listen,
all.
after watching Scott do his hair, he puts pine tar in his hair.
I would.
Maybe he needs some of the Tyrus stick too.
Yes.
Well, the breaking news from yesterday, if the Pirates and Red Sox meet in the World Series, I won't have to worry about any of that because I won't have hair.
I got a good razor guy.
Gosh.
Good. I'm down. There's no chance. That's why I make that bet. I'm not making an Astros Braves bet.
What if you're just sitting there one day and I get with wireless clippers like they used to do in Jackass and just go right down the middle?
Oh, then I retaliate hard.
What's retaliate?
It doesn't matter. I'm not going to tell you. That's the whole point.
I'm wondering if it's worth it or not.
He's gonna.
It might just be worth it.
I'm definitely taking the boat. That's number one.
Fine, insurance. I'd love a new boat. Thank you. Oh, this guy stole my boat. Okay.
Hey, if the Red Sox make it though, this is like we got to think about what your screen would look like. You bald and AJ's hair just red as Scott Spezio's little flavor saver he rocked.
Red is your chest protector behind you.
Red, yes, that would match your hair and Scotty's bald head. Glorious.
Hey, the Red Sox are playing inspiring baseball right now. They
They
picked
are.
up another dub. The offense is good.
Yes.
Better than I expected.
They scored runs all year.
What's the biggest reason? For me, Verdugo, we talked about a lot yesterday, has taken another step. It's only been a month, but he looks really good on offense. Obviously, Devers is a star. What else with the offense?
They have good offensive players.
Right. It's a good offense.
they have good off. Their whole team has been good swinging it. The problem is they haven't been able to get a lot of people out. They're over 500.
Yeah,
which I don't think at the beginning of the year you said this many games, 30 games in, they'd be over 500.
No, much better than the White Sox, the Cardinals, or some of the other teams that
Cardinals
are disappointing
would take
right now.
2 games over 500 right now.
They absolutely would. So let's charge the mound, shall we? Let's get into Max Scherzer making his return from a 10-game suspension. And what's today? What's today's date? Or not the date, just what's the day? Wednesday. Max was supposed to pitch on Monday, but then rain out City, and it ends up keeping him out even longer. Tim Healy, who covers the team on a daily basis, said, which umpiring crew has Mets Tigers, including Max Scherzer's return on Wednesday? Buck Showalter said, I can tell you which one it isn't. I looked at it when I got here. That's a great TV line.
No, he's dodging. Phil Cuzzy.
Phil Cuzzy, baby.
Can you imagine if Phil Cuzzy randomly had this series and
MLB
Max
would
makes
switch
his
it.
return?
They would switch it.
You think?
No way.
You think they would allow that? What? Because of the theater and because they're targeting him? They would switch that. They don't want to deal with the PR from that.
They would change the entire schedule of umpires. They would just be like, hey, oh, by the way, I know you were going to Cincinnati. We're going to send you to Detroit, and Detroit's crew is going to Cincinnati.
If I told you a week ago that they would go through the process of editing out signs from home run balls, would you believe
They didn't
me?
have anything to do with that, Scott. Quit being a conspiracy theorist.
That rogue editor will be joining us later.
It
No,
has
I
nothing
don't
to do with that.
I don't think MLB has the foresight to see, oh, this could be an issue. No, they're just like, whatever. Come on, keep paying us. Here we go. We'll take our money. Oh, wait, what happened? Oh, okay, we'll just clean up our mess. And that's it. No, I don't think they would change it. They would love to put Phil Cuzzy out there and be like, how tacky is it?
I think they would. I just don't think they want to deal with it. I mean, they're going to run into each other again, and it'll be great theater. Scherzer had a quote, I'm not going to go into the process because if you have a process, that's cheating.
Oh, I mean,
what?
Just throwing that out there.
I'm not going to go into what process? Him getting his hands tacky?
Yeah.
I'm confused by what he said.
Sweat and rosin.
Oh.
I'm just the messenger.
Okay. I'm just trying to decipher. That's what he said.
Right.
What he said doesn't make no sense.
It's a big part of this show. I don't know either.
Okay.
Just throwing it out there. We will get an answer later when Ken joins us. Fazio, not Rosenthal. Bryce Harper is back. Now, I know the take that AJ is going to go.
Welcome back, Bryce.
What else?
Maybe he should have gone on a rehab assignment. Maybe.
You can say it. It's okay.
0 for 4, 3 punchies look absolutely not very good. I mean, it's great to see him back. Love Bryce. Love everything he does. Love that belt he has. I don't know what color.
Belt.
I don't know what color
awesome belt.
It looks like a mahi-mahi you catch out off the coast of Miami. But yeah, I mean, listen, he's been out since he hasn't had a live at bat since the World Series. And you can give me he's gotten simulated games and he's done this and he's done that. But listen, there is nothing like stepping into a big league batter's box with Julio Urias up there chucking those nasty sweeper, slider, curvy, shutter, slutter things at him where he goes up there and punches out 3 times. I mean, it's tough. It's just really tough, especially for being out so long. Guys go to spring training for 6 weeks to get ready for those at-bats and still struggle. And you haven't had an at-bat in over 6 months. I mean, listen, welcome back, Bryce. I'm happy you're healthy. But, man, maybe two or three games rehab?
Better than me. I know I couldn't rehab. I could barely play when I was playing every day. Like, this dude, and he's thrown in there against Urias, who's not an easy at-bat for, like I said yesterday, righties or lefties. And the Dodgers are a staff that's, they can locate their pitches, but good for him. I love that his belt matched his shoes. That feels like he's really trendy. That is important. Those were his Fanatic shoes. I guess he's got a Fanatic belt now too.
What about his headband? Did his headband match the belt and the shoes? I didn't see it because he had a hat on.
I don't know about his headband, but I know his eye black, which I found out in the game yesterday. Eye black can be worn as intimidating, and you can only have one streak of eye black. Is that a Florida rule too, or just a Pennsylvania rule?
What?
Oh, yeah.
You guys got some dumb rules in Pennsylvania.
One line 1 line of eye black.
We played a team yesterday that had cross eye black.
Yep, against the rules.
That's cool.
Not in Florida. Dude, it's Florida. You do whatever you want here.
Yeah.
We don't care.
No
Yeah,
rules.
they're not the Yankees down here.
Is
Do
this
the
in
Yankees
Florida?
have
Yeah, you don't get a trophy. down here.
everybody does not
You
get a
do
trophy.
not get trophies.
Good
down
shirt.
here. Yeah. What? So wait, you can only have this one smear of eye.
The rule is what the umpire told me is you can have 1 smooth line of eye black. If you start drawing down your face, it is considered war paint, and it is offensive to some people. So you're not allowed to smear it down your face.
What happens if you have a towel and you wipe it and some smears, you get ejected?
I asked the same thing. I said, what is happening if this is a rule? And he's like, well, technically I can throw him out of the game. I was like, oh my gosh, please don't do that.
I don't know who this umpire is, but wow. That's over umpiring 101.
Well, it's not just
he
umpiring,
was just telling me.
he's
He was
going by the
telling
rule.
me.
He's going by
He
the
was
rule.
telling me.
That's
It's
an actual rule in the Pennsylvania baseball handbook.
Yes.
Somebody wrote you can only have 1 line of eye black.
Oh, as I found out as a coach, they don't actually write these rules down. They just talk about them and then they debate them in between each other. And then so somebody could pop us for this one. I'm like, I got so much more to worry about than if somebody's eye black smeared or it didn't smear.
My first question, besides the fact that that's just dumb, does eye black even do anything?
I think technically yes.
Okay. Is eye black better than sunglasses? Because I've tried eye black here.
At night?
People wear it at night.
I know,
I've
but not
tried eye black
frequently.
before. Never figured out what it did other than it just felt weird because I had something smeared across my face.
Yeah.
But I never understood the point to eye black other than smearing it to intimidate the other team. Like Bryce Harper smears it down his face. Remember he first came up?
Yeah, it's cool.
It's cool. It's
It's
what all the
style
kids
points.
are doing.
If he wears,
It's called
if he
drip.
wears, yeah, it's drip. And if he wears sunglasses at night in LA, he will never hear the end of it. Okay, Bryce. So sunny out there for you, bro.
You know what else?
You would never hear the end of it.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Codify baseball. I know it's true that Bryce Harper had Tommy John surgery and completely recovered from it since an Oakland A's starter last won a game, but it still seems completely unreal. He
That's
came back in 5
insanity.
months and change. He had the surgery in November.
That's insanity. Oakland A's starter has not won a game the entire year.
Obviously, we're going just through a
Still,
month
I don't
of the
care.
season.
We're over a month into the season.
Last night was their best shot. They had a no-hitter going, but
Yeah.
so did the other side, and then Seattle got to their bullpen.
It was like a pillow fight between those two offenses.
Yeah.
They did not have Tyrus bats out there hitting with. They
No.
were hitting with some wet newspapers.
There's good stuff, though, on both sides in that game, I will say.
Yes, but
That's probably stuff-wise, that might be Oakland's best pitcher. And for Seattle, you got a debut.
Yeah.
He looked good.
he did look good.
Bryce Miller, 10
yeah.
strikeouts, no walks in your MLB debut. First Mariner to strike out 10 in his debut. He's Seattle's number 2 prospect. He's a top 100 guy. He's the 3rd pitcher in big league history with 10-plus Ks and 0 walks in his debut. Only other 2 are both, in the 2000s. Strasburg and Johnny Cueto. Cueto with the Reds. Strasburg, who had it easy in that first start. They lined him up against Pittsburgh because then second start was against who?
Us, White Sox.
How'd that go?
He ain't win. I don't think he got 10 strikeouts.
You guys beat him?
Yeah, we were actually, I want to say Gavin Floyd is in DC.
Wow, Gavin Floyd.
And I want to say he was like no hitting the Nationals until somebody hit a home run late and I swear it hit the top of the fence and bounced over. Maybe Zimmerman? I don't know, but it was.
He would get a cheapie. Zim.
He deserves it. He's a good
What?
guy.
No, he is. Wait, quick side note, just because Claudia is giving me a little help via Mythbusters test. They determined that while eye black does not eliminate glare, it does improve an athlete's ability to differentiate between light and dark, enhancing a player's ability to track moving objects in a sunny environment.
Basically,
Say what?
it doesn't, the sun shines off of your face and it makes a glare. That's why some animals that hunt during the daytime, they have black around their eyes. They can see better.
That makes sense.
True story. And when I wore it during the day, because I know you never played during the day, AJ.
I wore sunglasses. I had
I
a
would wear-
sunglass contract. That's what I had.
Yeah, I bet. And I know it wasn't Oakley.
It
You
was
had
not
Nike.
Oakley. I had
No,
Nike and I
I-
had Costa Del Mar, baby.
I would wear it, and I honestly, if I wouldn't wear it, I felt like I got more tired after the game in the sense of like my eyes were straining, like my contacts would dry out when they weren't. When I had eye black on, it could be completely irrelevant or irrational, but I felt like my contacts didn't dry out quite as fast, and I wasn't as tired. Like my vision wasn't as tired.
Okay, well, did you ever try the Max Vision from Nike, the sunglasses that made your eyes red?
Oh, the contacts.
Those things were badass.
Who was that? Brian Roberts, didn't he?
No, come on, dude. It was me. I was the first one to ever wear them.
No.
Yeah. Yes.
In the Metrodome?
No, dude, they didn't come out till I was with the White Sox. I wore them at Wrigley. We faced Greg Maddux. I think I got 3 hits, and they were like, "What's wrong with your eyes?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "Your eyes are blue green," and I'm like, "No, they're red today because we're on fire."
Those were creepy.
They were awesome. And then they made like the color of your shirt ones for golf. It would help you find the golf ball in the grass. True story.
And you started the trend?
They came to me first.
Did you
Said,
like
"You
them?
try them. We wear these."
Wow.
Because I wear contacts anyways.
Yeah.
I've worn them since I was like 10 years old. And so they came to me, the guy who was the head of Nike Vision, and said, "Hey, we got this new thing we're so excited about. Will you try them?" I'm like, "Yeah." I think I wore them when I was in San Francisco to start.
Where are they now? Why don't you wear
They
them
don't make them
anymore?
anymore.
Oh.
Because no, what happened with Nike is Nike said, "We're a sunglass company, so why would we make contacts that eliminate the need for sunglasses?" Seems like a contradiction.
Yeah, plus sunglasses is a great business because everyone loses sunglasses,
Exactly. So
right?
Nike kind of was like, "Well, I don't
No,
understand
smart.
this."
Also,
Right.
you know, maybe AJ didn't set the trend the way that he should have.
Nah, I remember
fashion
Brian
week
Roberts
that we
doing it
thought.
first.
Okay, well.
It wasn't you.
Well,
Was
good
Brian
news.
Roberts
We have
even,
social
was
media.
Brian Roberts even in the big leagues when I wore him? What year was his first year?
Oh, he was
Let's find
way.
out. He was way
in
what?
there.
Well, we did some research too as we swing it back to Bryce Miller for the Mariners, shining in his debut.
Third career start. Sorry.
Third career start for Strasburg, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
sorry.
that was 7 innings,
My-
4 hits, 1 earned run, 10 Ks. So he was still pretty good.
Yeah.
But it was a no decision, and you guys beat him 2-1,
Yeah, see?
40,000 plus in DC, and a game that took under 3 hours. Cool.
Love that.
But anyway,
That's the best part of the whole thing.
what?
Under 3 hours with no pitch clock.
That's right. Those were the good old days. Well, that was because it was in 2010. Things got really bad, more like 2016, 17. But anyway, back to Miller for a moment. The reason this is big, Seattle has a good farm system. Their pitching pipeline has been working out very well, as we can see with guys like George Kirby and Logan Gilbert, is Bryce Miller can slot into Robbie Ray's role if he pitches like this. And that would mean Seattle's still a very serious playoff threat. Agreed?
Absolutely.
Yes.
They always were a playoff threat because of their depth. Even though Robbie Ray, yes, it sucks that he's down because he's a really good pitcher. But because of the rest of the guys they have, Castillo, everyone even talks about Castillo. That dude is filthy, right? Gilbert, now they throw this Miller guy in there. Their bullpen is good. Their lineup has depth. So it wasn't just because Robbie Ray. They were a playoff team because they have depth, not only in their rotation, in their bullpen. They lost Munoz, and they just throw Sewald in there. So there's a bunch of guys, Julio Rodriguez, everyone talks about, but they got a lot of guys that all the way 1 through 26 on their roster that are good. And now they're bringing up dudes that throw 98 with 10 punches or debut, no hitters. Good to be Seattle Mariner right now, except for those City Connects.
No, City Connect tops were great. The
Yes.
cases.
They just messed up the bottom. Yep.
The thing I like about the Mariners is they also have they have differences. Not every pitcher is the same guy. They're not bringing up every dude. Obviously, it'd be great if every dude comes up and throws like Miller. Yes, but I'm talking about, the variances of their pitchers. Being able to throw a guy like the guys that you said, Munoz, if he comes back, and Sewald, but then you're throwing Penn Murphy out there from down under, and you have a bunch of guys that are given different looks. Luis Castillo's giving you this look one day with the changeups, and then this Miller guy with the curveballs, and Gilbert's going to throw you a couple more sliders, and it's a different look every guy, and they're all nasty. But my thing would be, in our BetMGM futures, do we say he's going to strike out 10 again next week? Are we taking the over on his next start? Or are we going to say, okay, maybe he's going to drop down a little bit?
No,
He's not
he was facing a AAA.5 team yesterday. So he's going to face a big league ball club next time around. So they might get to him a little bit. I would take the under. If you're setting me at 9.5, I'll go under K's on start number 2.
I'm setting you at 7.5.
Well, that makes it more difficult.
Who's he pitching
Yes.
it? So
Yeah, I need a lot more information. You can't just I do a lot of research on my picks. I don't know if you guys can tell.
you do?
Yes.
You don't do like Erik does and just throw something against the wall and hope it sticks?
No.
That's what I do. It works.
That's
good.
actually not what Kratz does either.
No, I know. That's what I do. And it works.
And that's what's even worse is that I'm doing a lot of research, but I'm learning. You see, there's a lot written on my research page. I'm learning.
What
I
is
suck
here's,
at it.
look, here's the difference. Look at my page today.
Okay.
It says Ozzie.
It says
Guillén.
Ozzie Guillén.
And I bet he's picking the White Sox game.
Maybe.
Okay, we'll get to that.
Maybe.
Next up, I mean, can't get the Yankees out of the headlines right now. Lou Trevino getting Tommy John surgery, so they lose a bullpen piece. Aaron Boone said, I hate it, but more than anything right now, it's just kind of feeling for him and knowing how Trivy works and really wanting to be a part of this. I know it's disappointing. The thing right now is to support him through this. And then this is the worst part. Carlos Rodon essentially had another setback. I read a lot into this. So he's not experiencing pain. He's just not feeling right mechanically. This is where I'll rely on you guys, obviously, much more so. But the recovery is stalled. He doesn't feel right. Boone said he can't get over that final hump. No pain, just stiffness. Elbow and shoulder feel okay. Not mechanically working.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
That was kind of like the tweet about Scherzer. I'm not going to talk about the process because there is a process. Well, so his back doesn't hurt and his arm doesn't hurt, but he can't pitch.
It's a cryptic
Kratz,
show
please,
today.
You're the Yankees insider. Please decode for me.
I'm the Yankees insider because Todd's not here.
Exactly.
I don't know. I mean, like, is it one of those things where it's like, I don't really feel that great? Like, hey, let's just make sure we get locked in 100% here or something. I can't. Obviously, I can speculate a lot of things that are probably negative without knowing Rodon at all. I would more look into what the heck is going on with the A's trading 2 guys that are now broken. Like, if I were the Yankees, I would sit there and go, wait a minute, we got Montas from you, surgery. We got Lou from you, surgery. Like, are you guys being fully on the books about your medicals here? Like, we just picked up 2 guys that have thrown, I don't know how many appearances.
Yeah,
like,
Trevino was good for him last year. So Trevino was good, really good for him last year.
No, but
He
I know what
was,
you're saying. Possumate my homework. I don't know. The medical records don't exist anymore for Oakland.
I don't know. I know, like I know
They
for
might
a
not have
fact.
computers in Oakland.
I honestly don't know at this point what they have.
But they might not even have a computer in Oakland.
One of the best articles, I didn't get to finish reading it, but one of the best articles out there, Stephanie Apstein, who joined us a few weeks ago from Sports Illustrated, she wrote an article where she spoke to employees of companies that John Fisher owns or is a part of, whatever. Like, I think he's a big Gap guy. Maybe he had big shares, whatever. I don't remember all the details of all his billionaire businesses. But she goes to an employee and she's like, hey, if you had a possum problem, how quickly would it be gone? They were like, that day. That would be like code red. We'd get rid of the possum that day. So it's just hilarious. Of all the businesses that he owns, the one that's got tens of thousands of seats and billions of dollars on the line is fine with whatever's in there. So to me, that means computer. Who knows what the fuck is there at this point in Oakland?
The Raiders aren't.
The Raiders aren't. And yeah, on the medical
Warriors
side
aren't.
of things.
The Warriors aren't there anymore.
No.
Hang
And
on.
there have been issues like this in the past. So I don't know if people remember. AJ Preller got in some pretty big trouble. Do you remember that for hiding some medical records? Or
I was
I'm
there.
paraphrasing here.
Colin Ray. They were writing 2 different medical records. I was there during that time, and they traded them to the Marlins, and then it was like 5 innings in. And I'm not saying that's the case. I'm saying, like, you have to think about that, because these trainers are going through medicals on July 31st or whatever the new trade deadline is. They're going through these medicals And if they see anything, or if there's a history of anything, it's like, I don't know. Like, I know one team would not trade with the White Sox ever again until their training staff was out because they sent over a pitcher that was broken and
Who?
they hid it from them.
Who?
Who? What team or what pitcher?
What pitcher?
Garcia?
Freddie? What team won't trade? Oh, Philly? Yeah, they got hoodwinked. That's their own fault.
You
was for-
didn't
wasn't that for
say they were
Comey?
wrong.
Wasn't that for Tommy? Wasn't that for Tommy and Rowan
I think, yeah,
and
I think
Gio
so.
Gonzalez?
Again.
Yeah, we traded Gio away, traded for him back, traded him away, traded for him back. It was great. We're like, hey, Gio, good to see you again. Oh, by the way, you're traded. Oh, Gio,
Oh, see you
welcome back.
later.
Oh, you're traded back for Gio. Oh, why didn't we just keep him the whole time? I remember that trade. Listen, here's the thing about Freddie. Freddie could have the brokenest arm in the world. He needs to go out there and give you a 6 shutout if he wanted to. So, I mean, maybe he just didn't want to pitch in Philly because it was a Citizen Small Park. But I don't know. But every time he pitched for the White Sox, he wanted to pitch. That dude was as good as they got.
Well, let's run through the White Sox right now with our guy, the legend out there in Chicago, Ozzie Guillén, joining us, former White Sox skipper, unfortunately, I feel bad for him, of AJ Pierzynski. Ozzie, now I have to deal with sitting next to him all the time and talking to this guy every day. How you doing?
I'm doing well, guys. I was rushing from the golf course. It's a bad day in the course once again.
You suck at golf. Why do you play golf every day? You suck at golf.
I sucked in a lot of things, bro. It's nothing wrong with that. I just want to have a time off with a couple of friends and stuff. But yes, I'm still very bad at golf.
Okay, so why do you have your shirt on?
2 shirts.
Because
He's got 2 layers.
I got 2. Look. Oh, hey, in Chicago, I started. I got 4 this morning, but I started getting better. The weather's getting better. Then I changed to 2. By the way, when I say that, when I make that comment, I mean it. I meant it because team was playing so bad. They had to win 2 in a row. Now they went to yet 2 days. Last 2 days, they did last 2 games. They did it. I don't know. Maybe today I come up with something different because they're not making what I say. But my wife got a little bit upset about don't show anyone the body has to sleep every night.
Hey, you're at Junior's house, right? Ozzie Junior's house?
Yes, I'm in Junior's house right
Okay,
now.
listen.
First of all, I gotta come here because you know everything about all this stuff. I don't know anything about communication, telephones, podcasts, and he said you better come here because I know you know what to do the right way.
Well, good, because we'd rather see you shirtless than Ozzie Junior shirtless. I promise you.
Well, hey, by the way, Junior is doing very well, better now because he lost a lot of weight. He's always working out. But what it was a couple of years ago to is right now, you can take a look at it. Still a little ugly, but a little like frustrated. But Sarah, his wife Sarah, I always come and say, Sarah, you not drink? I said, she's not drinking. I said, you better start drinking to go to sleep with that man every night.
Wait, Ozzie, what happens if the White Sox just roll off 10 wins in a row right now? AJ said you're going to be walking around town naked.
By the way, if they do, I will say that tonight in the show. We have Frank in the show today in the post-game show. I will say, you know why? Right now, they can see me naked because, well, not naked, shirt off or whatever it come, because they schedule they have is a little bit easier than what they have in April. But I'm up to it. I don't mind. I hope those guys start playing the way people think they should be playing.
What's the problem so far? We've dissected this on the show,
Bro,
up and down.
this is-
What's the fix? What's the problem?
That's everything is a problem here, bro. I'm telling you, guys. Right now the pitching staff got better. I don't believe any team gonna make it a positive season with every starter go 3-4 innings. All of a sudden, the bullpen they built on the paper it was outstanding. But in the meanwhile, there was, so many innings they had to cover. They got tired. They got, they got hurt. I always say you don't have a good starting pitchers. You're not going to make it right now. In the paper, the White Sox look good starting pitcher, but they ain't even close to pitch the way There should be. Last two games, Kopech threw the ball better, more aggressive. Besides that, he wasn't good at all.
Ozzie, they're talking about like clubhouses split. How would you unsplit a clubhouse that's split? How do you make that connection for the team?
Winning, you win, everybody love each other. You lose, people start pointing each other, pointing fingers. The club split, I don't get it because I don't understand the club split because listen, in clubhouse, white guys sit with the white guys, African Americans sit with African Americans, Latino plays some merengue and eating tacos and black beans. That's a different scenario. When they put the, I don't care about the clubhouse. I care about in the dugout. Dugout made the game, and the clubhouse. I don't expect TA go out with links or links go out with press. It's so many different tempers. And at the end of the day, when the game start, everybody got to put the same rule.
Hold on. Who the fuck is Lynx? Who the fuck is
The
Lynx?
guy, hey, one guy's supposed to be eating salad every day. I don't know what he wants.
Lance.
Who's Lynx?
You mean Lance, not Lynx.
Lance Links. Lance Links.
Oh, Lance Lynx. I can't believe I didn't know who that was.
Oh, Lance Links, your boy. Thank you to you. Hey, it's funny thing about it. I love this guy. Sometimes I wish I could fight with him, but it's too big. But did you see this man pitch? You even hate it or you love it. The attitude he had, the stuff he bring to the table on his pitch. I don't know how he is in the clubhouse. I don't. I hear a lot of people he's the leader of the ball club, but bro, I see guys. I know everybody try to compete, but when you see them on the mound, you see Clevinger and Lance go out there like, at least they're faking it, but at least you can see they get upset. They just curse people out. I like to see the attitude, no matter what you bring. You got Dylan Cease grow up so much in the last couple of years. He's the same guy, no matter what. He can pitch, but we need those guys more often. We need those guys go more than 7 innings, 6, 7 innings, and that's why I think hopefully they can do it because they're veteran pitchers. They know what they're doing. They know what they have to do to get this, the White Sox out of this big hole. They dig a big hole then to recover.
How would you have handled the whole Luis Robert thing when he cued the one off the end to the pitcher and then he kind of didn't get down the line? How do you handle that? Because that's on the field. That's not the clubhouse.
It's one thing about it. I will be really pissed. Is one of my players hurt or is sick, can play, and they go out and don't say anything to the manager, coaches, staff, especially the medical staff. I say, hey, listen, I'm tight. I know I want to play, but can you do something before the game to see what happened? Because if this guy get hurt, now wasting 2-3 days can be off. Now you're wasting a month, 15 days. This guy's been hurt a lot in his career, in his young career. And that's why I got mad. When they take him out of the game, it was, I think Rifo did the right thing, but it was a little too late. I don't know how I handle it inside the clubhouse, but I was a little upset when they say, well, one of my players, my teammates know I was hurt. But if your teammate know what you was hurt, you should let the right people let them know you hurt. I was a little bit disappointed, and I don't know how to handle it because nowadays, man, players are so sensitive. It was in the past. I have a great opportunity to manage a bunch of men. I was lead the league and throw the people under the bus, but they react good. I'm telling you, you know what? When you're managing, look at this staff. I'm managing AJ Persisky, El Duque Hernandez, Freddy Garcia, who was around there, very tough guy to manage. Kyle Everett, all those guys, man. You lay low with those guys, they run all over you. And I think the manager got to pull and say, hey, listen, this is the way we're going to do stuff. It's up to you guys. You guys, you're going to determine how we're going to play. You don't need a babysitter. Nowadays, I think players be with any babysitter. They need a leader in the clubhouse. No, they need to respect somebody in the leadership. White Sox never had one. Now White Sox in the last 5 years I've been working with them. They don't have any leader. They don't. They say yes. They talk about Jose. Jose, he has a leader. Jose care about his business. He care about his job. TA is the best player they have. Yes, he is. In this case, it's pretty good. But he's not a leader. it's easy to be a leader when you hit 30, 40 home runs and 140 RBI. But when you struggle, it's hard to be a leader there. I thought Tony Russo could be a great leader for them. He failed. Obviously, the manager they have right now, they treat players different way than was in my time. And I think they're wrong about it because how the hell a player going to dictate you what you going to say, how you going to manage it, what you going to treat me. And nowadays the players you got to hug them and talk to them inside. One thing about it, he said like, "Oh, you don't like me, I don't play for you." Well, good, you're not playing. That's it. You're not going to make money in the bench. You can hate me. I don't care. The longer you win games and you play the way it should be. Listen, when I was manager, I know was in the ball game to make friends. My job is to win game, and I'm going to try to get the best out of my players, and they sorry count with me. I don't care who you was. I got to be honest with you. I got to protect you, and I put myself in the line a lot of time with the fans, with the front office, with the media in Chicago, protecting my players. You know why? Because they respond. Everything I went crazy, they respond the way they play.
What was AJ the most sensitive about when he played for you?
Well, you know what? Not because it's there. Because okay, AJ, I make a comment say, if you play you play against AJ, you hate him. You hate him. You want to kill them. But you play with him, you hate a little less. It's
Hey,
a little bit less.
you know what I
Yeah,
always say
it's-
about you? Hey, hold on. I always say when you played against you as manager, you hate him, and when you play for him, you hate him more. So see, we're equals.
But I like that. Why? Because it's funny thing about it. Because you show up to play the way AJ Persisky show up to play. I said that in a couple months ago in a big White Sox bunch of drunk guys in the bar. They asked me a question. I said, you know what? AJ is a blue collar player. You will hate him, but when this guy is behind the play, when he's playing, he's playing. He want to beat you. He does want to beat the shit out of you every day. That's why some of his teammates rough in the wrong way, and also if you play against him, you just want to fight with him. And by the way, I we have to protect AJ more than anybody. Why? Because every time you get a hit by pitch, I get upset, and I got to tell my pitching staff, "Hey, we got to take care of that. We got to take care of that." And but when this guy is behind the plate and he's in the lineup, not because he's there, I would have taken anybody. I never changed. I don't mind managing, 10 players like AJ. I don't. The same way with the Burley. When Mark Burley was on the mound, I wish everybody acting the same way. You guys talking about Freddie Garcia. Same way, man. We raised with the White Sox when I got here, we raised a good teammates, good guys. They go out there, and I remember before we said we'd be ready to kick your ass every day, but they don't know what day it was. We did. They prepared themselves without all the bullshit around baseball, like do this, they said this guy thrown this. Those guys prepared themselves their own way. We let them play. We let them play, and they resolved their own problems. And that was easy group to be around.
Okay, ready, Ozzie? Because you're reminiscing, and you're probably making some White Sox fans pretty bittersweet or in tears. So I'll give you a scenario. Oh, hey, Ozzie, it's White Sox ownership. We loved what you're saying. Can you come back and manage? Would you manage this team again?
Oof.
You
I don't know
lying.
that
You
both-
lying. You say
No,
yes
no.
because you know you would.
Wait a
You
minute.
would.
Wait a
You
minute.
still would.
Wait a minute. Listen, if I say I never want to manage in baseball again, I'm not better in the game. I'm not. I went through the process with them, and the way the question they was asking me, okay, you go through the process to a manager. You're going to talk to Ozzy. I'm not better manager. I'm not better baseball than anybody. And you got Daniel Sang, who else was there? Chris Getz, another guy I don't know who he was. His assistant GM, and
Jeremy,
Rick
you had
Ham.
to have Jeremy.
Yeah, what the fuck you gonna ask me about baseball? What? Be honest with you. I don't know if baseball changed, but the question they was asking me, first of all, I say nobody knows this ball club better than me. No one. I know this ball club better than front office people. But I know I have a lot of friends down there, and I know how they play every day. I know what they talk about each other. I know they're not a glue like they say we are family. You know one thing I hate? When the players say we're a family. I don't give a golly about you a family. How about we're a great teammate, we're going to protect each other, we're going to play together. I love that. We're a family. How the hell you going to say a family when you have five, six Cuban and three white guys? They even talk to each other in the clubhouse. That's a family? Then I remember TA say we love, we love Tony La Russa like his own father. Then all of a sudden, when Tony move away from the team, they love the next one. He says, that's not a family. I say, you know what? I don't want a family around me because I hate my family. I don't get along with my family, but I do get along with my players somewhere and somehow. I try to get the best out of my players to try to get along with them. By the way, I get along with the wife and the kids, players more than all the players hate me. That's fine with me. But the wife and their sons, they love me. That's why I care about it. Because they have to play for me, they have to make money. Oh no, it's a rules. I have a rule. Every manager say no kids in the clubhouse, no family in the clubhouse. I hate that because it's not the kids and the wife problem when you suck. You know, you got a bad game. I want to see my kids. I want to see every kid around. I get along with the family very well, and my process in the game worked. This it does work. It did, and nowadays when I was talking, they asked me so many questions like, why you worry about that player? We have to worry about 25, 26 guys, maybe 35 guys. Why we worry about how you going to handle this guy? How you going to handle that guy? You know what I mean? I manage a lot of guys, very, very tough guy, a lot of superstar. And I handle everyone and I treat everybody the same way, no matter what, because in the end of the day, those guys, the one they're gonna make me a good one or the bad one. And like I say, I'm managing guys with a lot of balls. I did. Nowadays, I don't know how they're going to handle it. A couple days ago, I make a comment. I'm tired Pedro Grifol to be a nice guy. Why? Because I know how the media is in Chicago. I know how the fans are in Chicago. And you try to be like, well, they're tired. If you want to be friends with the players, I agree with that. You take the best out of your players. You can handle your players better to be a nice guy. Good. But remember, you're the one going to get fired. Those guys going to still have a job and they can do whatever you want because last four managers have been manager here. They're nice people. They're nice. They're good friends. My manager, the guy, my mentor, Tony La Russa, great guy. But I think the players in Chicago got to lead. I think the manager and the coaching staff got to have to be a little tougher than what they are right now.
So what happened last year? So your friend Tony La Russa's manager of the squad, and he was the easiest scapegoat of all time. This team has so much talent, but they're not going to make the playoffs because of Tony. Now Tony's not managing the squad, and they look worse. So were people way too hard on Tony?
Oh, so people forgot how, first of all, when they hired Tony, it's funny because everybody hated him. They didn't know who Tony La Russa was. Any of the players was Tony La Russa was. Media hated for some reason, whatever reason was. Everybody was talking about Tony, but people forgot Tony with 93 games with half of the team was hurt. Then the year after, they played like they not play good at all. Obviously, they're making this couple guys was hurt. Yes, they was, but I still believe when those guys was in the lineup that I thought they could compete better in that division. They're not this year. When you look at the team, I said, "Wow, this is a pretty good ball club." All the we're going to play right. We're going to throw the ball. We're going to move the guy over. We're going to work hard. We're going to be ready to kick you guys' ass. We're ready to everybody come in town. They better be ready. And all of a sudden, anything happening. Anything. Nobody moved the guy over. They only throw 4 or 5 innings every game. The relievers it has been awful. Obviously, they have a couple kids in the. Obviously, you have TA and Moncada. All of a sudden, where's Moncada? Where's Moncada? They hate Moncada last 4 years. Now they miss him. And that's why I don't get it. I think I just talked to Pedro yesterday. I talked to him about it. I say, hey, that's what I say in the air. And I don't care if you like it or not. I just try to protect you and help you because I think before you go be a manager of White Sox, maybe for whatever it is, because I think he's a great baseball man. But not because you are a great baseball man, you're gonna have success in the big league. No. You have to make sure you treat everybody with respect. But also, when they do something right, is on. when they take Pantera out, everybody was like, "Wow, yes." But the next day, he said, "Oh no, he got a sore legs." If my point said, I take him out with no run the bases. Oh, he got a sore legs. I don't care. I don't care because I don't know that he had a he got a bad leg. No, I not play with that. I never will with that. And what everybody know in the clubhouse, I don't care who you guys are, how much money you make. You're not putting this, especially when you play this bad. You got to show people you care. And when I see him run the bases, it's not the first time he did it. I was very pissed about it.
You used to listen. What he's saying is true because I played for him. You didn't run. Your ass was on the bench. Like he would take you out. And the one thing Ozzie talked about, the one reason Ozzie and I got along, the only time I think you and I ever had a problem was when you didn't put me in the lineup. Because you played me all the time. So that's why you and I were like, okay. I know you always say you played me so I wouldn't sit next to you and annoy the hell out of you. Because when am I going in? When am I going in? So that was the one thing that you and I got. You were like, listen, you can play? Yep, okay, you're playing. And you give me the lineup. So on the same note, Moncada, you're very tight with Moncada.
Yes.
Moncada has all the talent in the world. Why can't he
Yes.
stay on the field?
Well, that's a good question. I asked yesterday, I said, how you back feel? He said, I feel better. It hurt a little bit when I swing right hand. I said, don't swing right handed, play against righties. Because you're pressing on in the lineup. It's important. And besides that, you have a gold glove third base. There's no doubt about it. You have a gold glove third base. And last year, AJ, I say in the air, why we not play Berger, send it to the Winter League to make him play a second base, kind of Jeff Kent second base, catch it, throw it, teach him how to turn the play, and put Moncada at third base, Berger at second base, and play like that. And late in the game, you bring a real second baseman to cover up that. They never did. I said, I will put Berger. Now it's Moncada coming back. Where Berger is the best player they have right now, where they going to play him? He cannot play anywhere out. And nobody play first base with Bonnie out there. But I said, take a chance to see what this kid can bring at second base. I know your defense is going to be bad. It's not going to be great, but at least this kid is going to cover the hole they needed. And it's one thing, I always make my lineup early. And the reason I play AJ every day because it should be in the lineup. I know some guys I got a few guys I don't want to throw to AJ early in my career as a manager. So you know what? Bring your own goddamn catcher. This is my catcher. This is my guy. You like it or not, that's what it's going to be. Get along, get them together, and do it right. And they did. I wish one day spring training, Eddie will text you. He will text you. Eddie is AJ, okay? One day, Dan Cooper told me in spring training, he said, told AJ to move at the plate. Well, AJ was behind the hitter. The hitter was sitting in the box, and AJ was behind the hitter, and he said, I'm moving off or not? Can I stay in the same place? And I hate it. I'm like, hey, who the fuck is that you talking to? I take him out of the game, but I told Cooper, I said, hey, go out and talk to him what you want to do, especially sentence. Don't let your pitching staff tell you what to dictate because AJ is the one behind the plate. He's the guy. He's the guy who watch everything around there. And when you have a catcher like AJ every day, you appreciate that. You do. It's a headache. It's a pain in the ass. But when he's there to win, when he's there to win, that is a manager. That's something that you care. If that's something that you care, say this man show up every day to kick your ass.
Hey, yeah, I always told you. Tell it to me. Tell me the truth. I don't care. I'll handle it. We'll handle it like men. That's fine. Again, that's why we got along. Do you remember the time it was in spring training? It was you and Joey Cora. I hit into a double play my first two at bats. And you two bastards said, you're going to hit into another one your third at bat. And I said, there's no way. $100. I won't hit into it. And I came up with the bases loaded. You remember this? And I hit a ground ball to second. And as I'm running to first, you guys are going, put the money in my locker when you leave because you're done. Get out of it. You remember that? That was the kind of relationship we had, though.
But that's a baseball. Now you're doing right now to any player. They start crying. Oh, he's making fun of me. He's bullying me. Why you acting like this to me? I did this because it's just the way we have so much. Listen, guys, hardest guy to manage to me it was PK, Paul Konerko. Why? Because Paul Konerko was quiet. He don't care about anybody. He care about his job. He go by his job the right way. Is a very professional. But to me, it was like I like to talk to the player, hug and say hi. You know, what I mean, play around with him. I say hi to PK. Then finally, I know PK hate and Carlos Quinty to talk. And every day I go by, I go, hey PK, hey Carlos, and they hate when I say hi to them because they know I was kind of get attention to it. But listen, they respect the way I was with them. I respect the way they was with me, and that's only count, man. Because it's easy way. Is everybody show up and play like AJ? That's easy. Go and play and do whatever you think. Do. A lot of guys got a lot of problems, mentally problems. Oh, I'm on for 15. I need to see a psychiatrist. I got to call my high school coach. I say, how about get better at bat? They don't have that anymore, man. You strike out, people strike out. Joe Gallo. Oh, everybody loving. I was doing the game yesterday. This guy hit 176 with a few home runs. I think it's in first place. That's good for them. But I see like White Sox, they have Pantera, Robert lead off, and this guy struck out like 40 times by missing by this much. Bad swing, no clue what he was doing. And they continue to put him in batting first. I know why. You're just hopefully they keep him going. I say, hey, move that guy to six spot, make him relax, start over the season. Nowadays, you just stop. It's one thing about this game now. There's so many geniuses out there. They never wear a uniform. They never did. All of a sudden, they tell the players, "Oh, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that." Computer show you everything is perfect, but computer not talk to you right in your face. They can see the players how they react. They don't see the players how they are any particular day. They don't see how they feel. They don't see how they is upset. Player has so many problems right now. Them too, family problems, pain problems, all kinds of problems. They have to deal with that. But nowadays, man, if you got an ingrown toenail, I got ingrown toenail, I cannot play for another 2 weeks. I'm like, what the hell is this? And it's just being honest, it's the truth. And I don't care because I went to two interview as a manager. And I think the interview with San Diego Padres was legit. Uh, I think they hire better manager than me. It's now I will be the guy. But it's just right now they ask you to how you going to handle this player, how you going to handle this player, how you going to excuse me, how I'm going to handle it. They got to handle themselves. They play good, they be playing every day. If they play the right way, they be playing every day. They don't. I don't care how much money you make. You got to play. You got to show your teammate why you making that much money, why they hire you, why they sign you, and you make the money. That's the reason is that now you bench them and you're screaming to him right in the people's face. I said, there we go. We don't have any favorites here. We don't have any favorites. You have favorite players off the field. On the field, they are the same. They have to, they pull the same rope day in and day out. I know it's not easy, but they have to do it.
Ozzie, you lived that because I remember there was two rules for you that you always had. One was be on time and be there for the anthem. Those were your two main rules. And then your third thing you always said to us, I don't care what the hell y'all do at night. You just show up to play the next day. That was it. Those were the three things you said. The two main ones were be on time, be out there for the anthem, and the other one was just show up. I don't care what time you get home at night. I don't care what you do at night. Just be ready to play. But I have two questions for you, and I want you to be honest with both of them. For me,
always honest.
You got to win one game. You got to win one game. Your life depends on it. You taking Freddie Garcia, or you taking Mark Burley, someone else? And then the other question is, when are the White Sox going to retire your number? Because it has not been put back in play. That usually means they're going to retire it. So when are they going to retire your number?
Well, he's not going to get the ball in the World Series game 7. It's one guy. I get the ball. John Smoltz.
No.
Okay.
No. I'm talking about someone that you managed when I was there. Out of the guys when I was with the White Sox and you were the manager.
In the road, Freddie Garcia. Here's the ball, buddy. In home, Mark Burley. But I don't know why the reason Freddie have a tough time at home. That's what we did in the playoff, in the World Series. Freddie never start one inning at home. Every time there, but Freddie Garcia, man, every time Freddie, you get the ball to Freddie, you better kill him. Something is funny happened in Anaheim. I forgot. I even put attention to it. The three pitchers before him They have a shutout, I think. Yes, three game shutout, complete game shutout. They have Neil Kratz and Polit in the eighth, and Freddie Garcia got people base every inning, and he's dying. And I call timeout. I got Neil Kratz ready to go. I went to Freddie. Freddie saying in Spanish, "The fuck you doing here?" I said, "What?" I said, "Man, what?" I'm the manager in Spanish. He said, "No, come on, kid, give me another hitter." The hitter was Anderson. He killed Freddie. Then the longest walk, I left Freddie on the game. The longest walk I have from the mount to the dugout, it was that one. I said, my God, I had to take this man out. Why I leave it in? Oh, now I just sit there. And Joey Cora asked me, like, why you change your mind? And Cooper go, what happened? I said, I don't know. I was stupid. Freddie Garcia come out, ground ball to second base. Next inning, went to the mound. I told Cooper, I said, it's done. Uh, the big boy's in. And all of a sudden, Freddie said, I ain't go out the game. I said, tell Ozzie, just give me this game. And like all my coaches thought was against him. And Freddie Garcia said, okay, told that son of a God, he got it hitter by hitter. 3 up, 3 down. After the game, we win all the stuff. They asked me like, I even know we have 4 innings shut out with the 4 guys. I even noticed. I just left right there because why? When the guy said, I got it in, I always say, when the manager makes his mind, change it. Get him out of there because you're not going to sleep at night. And we win that game, I couldn't sleep thinking about that move I made. I'm going to say, if that situation come up again, never do it again, no matter who's in the mound. What you do is right, but I made the wrong move, and we were so lucky. Everything worked out very well.
All right, so when are they retiring your number? When is 13 going to hang next to Canerco and Burley and Aparicio and all those guys?
Be honest with you, I can't wait. By the way, I'm driving to the studio. I thinking my speech. I swear to God, I thinking my speech. What I'm going to say, where it's going to be. But in the end of the day, I know what it made that thing be in my mind because they can do whatever they want. They can do whatever they think. It's up to Jerry. But I think, be honest with you, I think I did more for the White Sox than a lot of people sitting up there with their number retired. Yes, I did. It's a player. It's a manager. It's a White Sox member. And we see. One thing, buddy. Let me tell you one thing. If those guys wait me to die, then all of a sudden they're going to feel sorry for me and they retire my number. The Guillén family never will be at the ballpark. Never. It'd be
No. Let Ozzie, let Osney, let Oni, let Ozzie Jr. give the speech because then it'd be better.
No. I just told them. We talk about it in my house. Yes, we do. I think we will feel proud. And it's just something, it's on our mind. Yes, it's not there every day, but it's I earned it. It's our shit, of course, because I see few numbers out there. I say, I'm better than that guy. I was better than him. I was better than him for the organization. I was better than that guy. I was better. And the White Sox, I still work for I don't work for the White Sox, but I work into the White Sox. But it's one thing I told my kids. I say, if I got a heart attack tomorrow, all right, and they decide to feel sorry for the Guillén family, and they're gonna retire my number, I told my kids, say yes, make everything together, put it together, and don't fucking show up. Don't show up because because I don't want my family to enjoy it. I want to enjoy it too. I want for few numbers retired, and no way for me 100 wheelchair. I can even throw the ball, can even talk to people. If they want to do it, I will appreciate they do it right now. We're still working with it, and I still have a great life. But that's the rules in my house. We don't. And my wife was 100%. I tell my wife, if this thing happen, don't show up. Don't go there. Why? Because not because we're proud. It's just because don't retire my number because you feel sorry because I died or I'm dead. I think I earned it. I should be on it. No, and we see. I hope Jerry be there. It's one thing I told few people. Okay, Harold Baines, you got health problem. Thank God it's good. I just talked to him yesterday. Thank God it's good. It's in great shape. But Jack Gould passed away. Ed Farmio passed away. It's a lot of guys died there. My friend, they see me growing up with the White Sox. I want my friend live that moment with me. Not like I start naming people, they'll pass away. Oh, this guy helped me, this guy helped me. But I think it'd be nice to do it. If they don't, AJ, I will have a problem, yes. But I mean, you can live without it. I went through a lot of with the White Sox, good and bad. It's up to them for real. They wouldn't do it or not.
AJ, my question is for AJ about Ozzie.
Oh God.
What does Ozzie mean to you, AJ?
Oh, Ozzie's my guy. Listen, people always ask you, in Chicago and around, and even at home, people say, "Well, man, that dude was crazy." And I said, "Yeah, he was crazy, but he knew what he was doing." And to me, Ozzie was special, and probably my favorite manager I ever played for. I'll be honest, because like I talked about, one, he played me every day. He said, "You good? Yep. Okay, you're playing. Great." Two, we won. We won almost every year. Now there were some years where everyone got hurt and we didn't win, but I knew what I was going to get. Now, did he wear you out at times? And there were days where PK and I and Burley, we'd walk into the clubhouse and the reporters would be in our face, and Mark Gonzalez and Merkin and these guys are there, and they say, "Did you see what Ozzie said today?" And PK and I had lockers kind of across each other. We look at each other like, "Oh my gosh, what did he say now?" Right? But was it usually defending us and having our back, and he would explain it to us? Absolutely. So I have nothing but love, nothing but respect for him, his family. I mean, his kids are friends of mine. His friends are friends of mine. I love his wife. I mean, he's got the Ozzie Jr.'s little short, fat kid. What's his name? Oso. So I mean,
He look like he look like who looked like the catcher from for the Toronto Blue Jays. Oh my God, what's the
Alejandro
guy's
Kirk.
name?
Kirk.
We call him little Alejandro Kirk. We do. He just look like Alejandro Kirk, little fat boy. But you know what? It's one thing about it. And when I talk to the players in the clubhouse, they know how I feel for them. They know. They know. They know when I give the ass and go and talk to them. I know I meant it. I know. I don't just go there and go crazy just because one day I went crazy. We up 9 games and we lose a couple games in Toronto. And I went crazy, not with the players. I think with the most of it was the media. Oh, they just killing the players, and I got the ass. Like, wait a minute, those guys just win the World Series. We all 6 games over 500. Why you guys want for us? Why we have to be the punching bag of this on this town? I know why, because they hate me and they're taking on my players. They taking on my people. That's why I say, hey, my job is protect the player here. I don't care what happened outside, what they say to me outside. We front office people, I have a lot of problem with Kenny because of players. Yes, I have. We have a lot of talk. We have back and forth all the time. But in the end of the day, a lot of people think I hate Kenny. No, I don't. Yes, a lot of time go through my mind like, man, that guy in Caracas, I would have shot him. I would have told my friend, hey, make sure you shoot him. But yes, yes. By the way, the relation with Kenny and myself, it's like a marriage. Every day is a problem, but at the end of the day, we get together, we talk about it. It's good. One day I remember Kenny called me say, we need to talk. I said, again? Once again? Well, I said, well, wait a minute. You're going to be the general manager, my boss, and I'm going to be the manager, or you're going to be Oakland guy, or because I'm from Caracas, and we're going to talk about Caracas, Oakland, they're going to be a problem. When you're talking to my boss, and you manage it, hey, I will listen. I'm a man enough. If you like something, if you don't like something, make sure you tell me. If you don't like something about my place, don't get involved.
Did true or false? Just true or false? Did you guys ever? Maybe I'm going to figure out how to ask this properly. True or false? Did the players ever have to run into the clubhouse while there was commotion going on during games with you and Kenny?
Oh hell yeah. few times. Yes, a lot. I know you guys hanging a lot and listen to us while we talk about it. Yes, but it's just like I say, sometimes you argue with your wife, and all of a sudden your kids hearing you, back and forth each other. Well, what I told to Kenny, I never will tell my wife, and what Kenny told me, and I don't expect him to tell his wife because we went out. Yes, we went out a lot. We went crazy. Yeah, hell yeah. Sometimes I tell Kenny, you don't stay away from us. So just go. Hey, listen, in uniform, I'm the one has responsibility about this ball club. Don't come here and don't mess around with the players. By the way, I say when the White Sox was playing basketball, where's Kenny Williams? Every time we have a bad trip, Kenny go in the clubhouse and he just MF everybody. yo, you guys, this. And I say, where's Kenny now? Now Kenny's the time to go inside the crowd and tell those guys, that's the way it should be. That's the way it would have been. The way he did it to us. You know what I mean? And yes.
I have a. Since you love Kenny, I actually do like Kenny a lot. So I'm not gonna.
By the way, I like Kenny more. I like Kenny more than 90% of those people in the front office.
Okay,
Put it that
fair
way.
enough.
So on that note, I
Go
just
ahead.
want to know, should there be a shakeup? Because White Sox fans went through a lot of pain with the old school rebuild of let's sell away all the players, let's get the higher draft picks, right? Let's build back up. And now here's our winning window, which was essentially one playoff season, I guess two, you count the COVID year. So now they're seemingly on the way back down. Don't you need to shake something up?
Yes, they did. They traded 11 players yesterday.
11 roster moves.
It was like 11 players involved in the roster move, and I said, "Wow, they check it up. They really check it up." I was making fun of them, with friends, and you know what? A lot of people talk about Jerry, how cheap he is and something. Jerry put a little bit of money last 4 years to this ball club. I don't know if they spend it with the right players. I don't know they spend it with the right place. I don't know they explain what they need the most. I don't know that. I don't know how they talk or the philosophy they have to bring players to this organization. How the minor league is. I think the minor league right now, the minor league system is. I don't think it's that good. Look at Colas. They was talking about Cola like it was the next Barry Bonds and the next great hitter Tony Gwynn on the Sundays kid. He couldn't handle it. Why? Because what they see in the minor league, this kid was, he was very bright because it's the best thing they have in the minor league back then. I don't know how the minor league system is. I hope they're okay because I always say, if I'm in the big league, I don't care about the minor league system. That was my philosophy in baseball. I don't care about minor league players. They're not going to help us to win game. And that was my philosophy to the front office, to the media. When they ask me, hey, how about so-and-so? I say, what is it? AAA? I don't care. I don't. You're not going to help me to win game. When you get here, then we talk about it. But I think when you see these products, good or bad, the players they put together on the field, I don't think that they over-scout them or they don't see the potential they have. Potential to win games in the big league, guys. But when I see the roster combined in spring training, I said, man, this guy got to win the division. They're going to kick everybody's butt. All of a sudden, the season starts, you're like, that's why so many people upset in Chicago, including Ozzie, because we thought those guys would be better than what they are. They try to be? Yes, they do. They have to. They don't have any choice. But I don't see the intensity. I don't see they're playing very bad baseball. I don't see this. They play. They might do, but what they show, and you can see the stands. You can see the winning column and the lost column. They know are what we think they are.
Ozzie, so I was in Miami this past weekend. I did a Cubs-Marlins game, and this picture was on the wall. I want to know what you think when you see this picture.
Hey, it's funny. I'm good friend with this man right there. I talk to Dalamelaza with Reyes every day. That was another crazy. Let me put it this way. That was a big mistake. Obviously not because I live better because I make a lot of money out of them. But the philosophy they have when I got there, it was different. That's the only guy we brought. They brought, and some guys Bell, a pitcher.
Heath Bell.
Who's that?
Heath Bell.
But he was so bad I even remember his name.
Burley. You had Burley. You brought
Burley came
Burley
there
with
too.
you.
Oh well, yeah, but Burley, but because they don't want Burley with the White Sox. That's the only reason I did. Man, I said Burley said, you know what? Hey, come with us. And I say, hey, give me this money. He's signing his contract. But it was the same catcher, same shortstop, same second base. No, different shortstop. That was the same player who lose 100 games the year before. Then all of a sudden they make an excuse like my comment about Fidel. I said, my comment about Fidel don't have nothing to do with this whole shit team we have. And you know what I mean? It's just I paid the price. Yes, I did pay the price. My price was I paid like $200,000 fine. I got suspended. I had to put I was like an army guy on the coverage in case somebody shoot me from the stands. That was a very hypocrite moment And it may be the toughest moment in my career, not in my career, on my life. When that stuff come out, I remember I was on the plane with my wife, and I want to face it, people. I don't say anything bad. I said, listen, I admire that guy. Yes, I have. This guy was looking for everybody looking for him to kill him. Still alive, still fucking doing whatever he wants with his country. But I love that guy. AJ, I even love my own kids. I like them, but I don't like my own kids. I say, oh, I love it. I say, no, that's not say I admire him. Yes, that was my born comment of this month. Yes, I do admire him. I still did. Because this guy died like 30 years ago, and it's still the president or whatever freaking thing in Cuba. Okay? But the funny thing about it, they handled it the wrong way. And I had to pay the price. What they did, I didn't have anything fill it up. Like, okay, we played the card. After that, we move all these guys out of here, and then we sell the team. Maybe I don't know that. Maybe if I get along with the ownership, there, yes, Jeffrey and Samson, good people, great people with me. And I hate it because they went out and told Jerry Randall something. They lied to Jerry, all these people, like I was talking today before the season. I was doing the season. I was making, I never did talk to them at all. That's why they come out of my mouth. But one of the worst things I ever did in my life, my career, is went to managing the Miami Marlins. My wife hates to live in Miami. We do live in Miami for a long time. But you know what? The same philosophy, man. You know what? The same way. You know, it was different. I love the players, yes. Giancarlo.
I'm mad at you for that. I'm still mad at you for that because you left and they brought in Robin and they let me. Because if you would have stayed, I could have stayed with you. I could have been bench coach, player / pitching coach.
Hey, I have a question to you though. You never ever tried to manage him?
No, because look at your gray beard and look at my beard. Why would I want to look like you?
No, this is the Ozzie Onion Osney. That's not them. And besides, I'm fucking 30 years older than you. But you know what I mean? You just managing now. You had to please so many people, and you forgot the people you have to please is your players. Okay? How you can talk to me about baseball, yeah, but do nobody tell me what to do, what to say. If you wear a uniform before and you was sitting there with the players for a long time, I agree, I respect that. But you're not gonna tell me do this or do that when you even step up, you even went to the clubhouse yet. And that's my problem. I think that's a lot of old school or old guys, different baseball games, they think the same way I do. You're not going to bring paper here and say, hey, we're going to do this. I said, who the fuck are you? You know what I mean? Tell me when you went through this to tell my players what to do. And you the one signed it. I never signed any play. You the one signed it. Well, you told him what to do and why you signed it. Why I say the reason we give you that much money because we thought that. Don't tell me or try to make the line up or that. I don't know. I keep forgot those name. That number thing. Ozzie, how you call that? Stats. What's the new thing now in baseball, guys? Tell me.
Analytics.
With the
Analytics.
Analytics. Fuck analytics. Look at me. Look. Yes. You know why? I got an easy example. I have an analytics meeting a couple years ago. I'm going to have another one maybe next week. I'll say, okay, analytics. Put it this way. Jim Tomey hitting against Mariano Rivera. And Jim Tomey's 0 for 8 with 7 strikeouts against Mariano Rivera. And Pablo Zuna is 4 for 4. He's on the bench against Mariano with a double. You call timeout and take Jim Tomey a bat and give it to Pablo Zuna? Hell no. No. And then that's not analytics. You got to go by analytics the right way. Why this guy facing this? The analytics is when you put it on the game, you can put those two things together. Yes, that will help. Yes, that will help. But don't go there like, oh, Tampa Bay is good because the analytics. Tampa Bay doing this because everybody had the same number. Why Tampa Bay win 30 games so far and the White Sox lose 30 games so far? They got the same analytics. I don't believe in that. You have to run the Kentucky Derby with a good horse. Donkeys don't run Kentucky Derby. They talking about Tampa Bay. I saw them play. A bunch of leftover players from everywhere. Couple good prospects. The shortstop Franco. Wow, what a play! But there's a lot of leftover guys could have played another organization. All of a sudden, I don't know what water they drink, or what they feed them, all of a sudden they turn around to be a great player. Yes, Arena, nobody won that guy. They keep playing at DH, then the Colombia kid. I saw them play in Venezuela against me. Now you want to be like Tampa Bay? No, they play good baseball. Why? They're hungry. They are hungry. If they cannot play for Tampa Bay, they will tough for them to find a job in the United States. I love Tampa Bay team. Why? Because they play as a team. The Cleveland team. A bunch of kids. I saw them play last year. My favorite team to watch. Why? Because they're hungry. They go out. They run. They make the play. They pitch. They try to take the extra base. You don't see that in so many teams in big league team. It's all about power or nothing, and they think they can win with that. I disagree. Is you not pitch? Okay, look at that guy Maldonado. Why you think the Houston Astros get rid of everybody besides that guy? Because the catcher same way with the White Sox when AJ was here. Now how many catchers they changed since AJ left? How many managers they changed when they fire me? You know, it's just so many things. You put it together. It's not easy, man. Build a ball club is not easy. Someone's better than another. Now because Tampa Bay playing good baseball, so let's go to build a team like Tampa Bay. I'll say, okay, who is the best closer right now? Who's the best closer right now, guys?
Class A?
Class A guy for Cleveland.
Okay.
Class A.
Oh, like Tampa Bay, we're going to start Class A to pitch the first inning, then it's done. No, they do it because they're a bunch of guys. They got to do what they have to do, and they have to do to stay in the big league. That's it. Romo, we're going to start a game when he's a closer. You can do it to somebody else. You're not going to do it to Chapman, Class A, or Hendrick. That's a bunch of crap, guys. That's a bunch of shit. People will continue to build a baseball, and they forgot about the great thing, how to play the game. I think the game is harder right now because guys throw 98, 99 miles per hour fastball, but they don't have no clue what they're doing. They don't have no clue what they're doing. They don't know how to bunt out. They're bunting. They try to bunt. They fail all the time. Baseball changed so drastic. Now you're going to see maybe 3-4 years, baseball go back to basic. They already start with still more bases. Make the game quicker. Well, if you got great pitching staff, all those games are going to be quicker. And I like that. To get the ball and throw, especially when you do on TV, you're like, man, what this game is going to be over with. But they try to make the game with the way it was in the past. And hopefully they continue to do it because all the home runs and all that era, I think that's gone.
Ozzie, before we let you go, this is it. So, your favorite player you ever managed, besides me, clearly, and your least favorite player you ever managed, and why is it Swisher?
You read my mind? You read my mind? You know what? It's talking about Nick. Nick he was a good kid. By the way, I was looking around. I think Nick failed with the White Sox because me and Kenny Williams and the front office. Why? Because Nick Switcher went to New York and body 9, have a tremendous year. He come to the White Sox, body 3rd, doing this, doing that. We changed that kid the way he should be playing. We did change the kid. I don't think it's fault. But one thing about Nick is everything was about him. Everything was about me. Whenever, me not doing shit. Now, a lot of people think I hate him. I just don't like it because I don't like his attitude. And I don't think he liked my attitude either. One day I'm going to play him and he's mopping around somewhere, this and that. And
that was in
the
New York.
next day I play.
It was in New York, remember?
The next day I play him like that. Right? This is one thing about it. We're in the playoff and Nick Switches, he was playing. And he went with his music on to when the manager and the general manager seen the plane. He go to Kenny, go, hey, listen, look at what I listen to them. Kenny really trying to get the fuck out of my face. That's for a reason. Because why? When me playing, he was doing, say, well, how am I going to play you? I did. I take full responsibility. I was playing this guy the wrong way. I did. Because they told me, hey, this kid's better than this, that. He will see a lot of us say, listen, you take a lot of pitches, but every time he takes 7 pitches, but every time the last pitch is around, he walk behind me, strike out. I don't care about players like that. Not because I hate him, it's just because I attitude with everyone. And Nicky wasn't by me. I don't say he was a bad player because he was a good player. Great to be around. But in the meanwhile, I don't like those attitudes. I don't. and my favorite play to management, that's hard. That's hard because if you put in the balance, the play hate me and the plays like me. I think my balance, the plays like me is better than the one hate me. It does. It does. Maybe a couple players hate me. I hate him back. But I know I do hate him back because that's a mutual. The way it is, look at it this way. Marte, you remember Marte, AJ?
Yeah. Oh, I remember.
Okay,
When you guys kicked
Marte,
him out of the
I got
clubhouse, remember? Remember when you
yes,
guys threw him out of off the team? You guys threw him off the team.
Yes, I pack his own shit. Keep it at the clubhouse. One of the best pitcher we have. Then the reason was it was late. Then I asked, "Where's Marte?" He said, "You late? You call me." He said, "You late for whatever reason." I don't care. You know that. Just tell me. Then also Marte, Cooper went to give Marte. My gosh, I didn't talk to Ozzie. What the fuck? I'm late. I'm late because I want to be late. Then I said, "Really?" I grabbed my stuff, pack everything in the clubhouse with Fresno, throw it to the tunnel. I said, no. We is a team here. I don't care who you are. All the son voting. You guys want it in? I know we cannot win without it. I know. That's why I asked you guys like 6 times. You guys want it? No, you the manager. No. I don't want to make a move when we need it. But if you guys want it, we have it back. Marte come back, start crying, and I told right in his face in Spanish, said, "Why you crying? Then you can cry. You cannot close game for me. Let's put your shit together, no doubt." Well, Marte's out of for like 5 days. All the problems every day. Marte this, and the first time, Minnesota, even pitching 3 or 4, 5 days, whatever week is. Joe Mauer, the other white kid, unbelievable hitter back then, first baseman. He win the MVP. What's his name?
Justin Morneau.
Morneau. 8 innings. There's 3 guys coming up. The best 3 hitters they have in baseball. Marte's up. I got a phone call for Kenny upstairs. I go, "What you doing?" He been pitching, and Hobby was saying down TV, like, "What else he doing?" Marte been pitching 1 week. Marte won 1, 2, 3. Those guys even touch him. Come out of the field. I grab him by the shoulder and said, "This is goddamn Marte we want. This is the Marte we need. And you got to go out there and do what you're supposed to do and quit being like a little girl, acting like a stupid guy." That's it. Why? Because I said, "Listen, you're not bigger than your teammates. You know, you got to respect. You got to respect your teammate. You got to respect the organization. You got to respect your uniform. You don't want to do it, out." And I did. I did kick him out of the clubhouse. I did. I don't want to deal with that. That's what few players need to get it done, to make sure you will see how they will straight that shit up right away.
All right, Ozzie. Well, thank you so much. And like Joe West told you many times, get the fuck out of here.
Hey, wait. We're talking. Hey, I told Joe. I said, "Joe, you said you a grandpa. You better take care of your granddaughter. Somebody out with her right now in the parking lot, and you here doing the stupid thing." Oh, right. Yeah. Hey, bro. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Great to have you, Ozzie.
Tell Ibis and the boys hi. And
yes.
Everyone, hello.
I will do that.
Have you back sometime.
I'll see you next week. I'll see you next week.
Love you guys. Thank you.
AJ,
AJ, say hi to
you,
your
Ozzie.
family,
Appreciate you.
Mucho gusto.
Say hi to your family, AJ, please.
Amazing.
So, on our little text,
Yeah.
Kratz like, who's he kick out? So, honest to God,
Tommaso
story,
Marte.
He packed his bag
For him.
threw it in the tunnel in Chicago, and they locked the door and they wouldn't let him in. He went home. We were going on the road. He had to find his own way to Minnesota. And then Ozzie's asking us, he's saying, "Hey guys, what do you think? You think he should be on our team?" And we're like, "Well, we kind of need him to win because he's kind of a good lefty reliever. So we might want to think about getting him back on the team." And he's like, okay. So you guys think you should bring him back? And we said, "Well, yeah, we do. We kind of talked about it as a team. We're going to bring him back." So then he comes in the clubhouse in Minnesota, in the old Metrodome, which is the worst clubhouse in the world, not even half the size of this table I'm sitting at, bawling, crying. I mean, my heart is broken, like bawling, crying. "Please let me back." And then he came in and did what he did. It was. I've never seen a manager pack someone's stuff and kick him out of the clubhouse in the middle of the season.
That's a soap opera right there.
Oh, dude, there was so much we had. Listen, when I asked him about Kenny and him, there was numerous times I'd come in from catching and I'd look and there's no manager, no bench coach, no hitting coach, no some other coach, pitching coach. And I'd look at like our trainer, Herm, and I'd say, where are they? And he'd just go like this. And we'd all go running up the stairs, and you would just hear, wow, wow, and the doors were closed, but it was just screaming at each other
During the game.
during the games.
Who's coaching?
Exactly. We were.
And that's how you win a World Series in 2005, folks.
But again, there's so many. I'll never forget, we were in Baltimore, and we would go to get drinks after the games, but we'd go 24 of us. I'm telling you, including Ozzie, Ozzie's kids. I mean, it wasn't like 3 of us. It was 20 of us would go together. And we came home one night, and Timo Perez. Now everyone's like, Timo, unless you're a hardcore baseball fan, Mets guy, but
I
White
grew
Sox
up in
guy, right?
Tri-State area.
So
I know
Timo time. We walk into the hotel lobby, and Timo Perez, that's like 1:30 in the morning. Timo Perez is passed out in the lobby on the couch in the middle of this lobby. And Ozzie looks at him and goes, hey, Timo. And he's like, yeah, que pasa. And he's like, you're my DH tomorrow. Be ready to go. Timo goes, okay, Bobby. 4 hits, I think, the next day.
Wow.
But that was just how it was. And Ozzie is, listen, like I said, if you showed up to play, didn't care. Just be ready to go, whatever it took. And be honest with him. Tell him, oh, man, I can't play today. Okay. He'd come up, oh, he's sick. He doesn't feel good, whatever.
He's
cover for you.
He's too unfiltered and not calculated enough to manage today. And I don't say that because he can't manage a winning ball club. I say that because the people that do the hiring just would say, liability, he's not going to say what we want him to say.
Which makes him great.
Which makes him great for this.
But
so
also,
thank you for that.
Listen, Kratz, I appreciate the question. Honestly, he was great to play for. I know I give him a hard time, and he gives me a hard time, but he really was great to play for because, like I said, he had your back. I mean, the ultimate I got your back guy.
Well, people enjoyed it, and I'll say this as we're about to get into the Scherzer situation in a very unique way. We are going to be interviewing former players and managers every week on a brand new, redesigned show. Used to be called Legends Lounge, and now is called Legends Territory. And we actually interviewed Johnny Damon for the re-debut episode, and we have a little something to run on Johnny Damon on Legends Territory in person with AJ and I.
Yeah, so the excuses for me, not enough All-Star games. And another excuse that they tried to throw on me was, you played with some great players like Jeter, A-Rod, Giambi, Big Papi. I was like, well, I'm a big reason why these guys had big years as well. You know, I got on base. I scored runs for them. I made their job a lot easier. I opened up the holes when Derek Jeter wanted to do a hit and run or bunt me over or whatnot. So a lot of that stuff does not get seen, and that's like the sabermetrics stuff of the game. Like it doesn't read or like the wins above replacement. Like I can score from first base on any double in the outfield. Well, WAR doesn't factor that in. It doesn't factor in you hustling and breaking up a double play or hustling to stay out of a double play. So now you have a chance for Big Papi to come up to hit that inning, you know? So if I jogged my entire career, I mean, all their careers would be less stat-wise.
And Legends Territory is available with that debut episode right now, wherever you get your pods. Plus, on YouTube, you can watch the whole thing. And we're all in person for this one, which is great. Untold stories, unfiltered takes from the biggest names in baseball history. Obviously, it fits under the Foul Territory brand like a glove. And episodes drop every damn Wednesday. So it's available now. Enjoy it. Next week, I can already tell you, Andrew Jones, who should be in the Hall of Fame, and we'll get into that, and many, many more.
So should Johnny
legends.
Damon.
Johnny Damon should be in. He barely got any consideration.
You know why?
And he was pissed about it. I think this show's good for that, though, Legends Territory, for certain guys that were short of the Hall of Fame. And there'll be plenty of Hall of Famers on that can state their case, too, because it means something.
I might be a little biased to Johnny, but it's okay.
But he was saying, hey, I mean, some of his former teammates will say, hey, I mean, I did my own thing. But he's like, yeah, I was a catalyst in front of you. I was always on base.
Almost 2,800 hits. A ton of runs, ton of big hits. 2 World Series, Yankees, Red Sox. Just what the little clip we showed there, the All-Star games. It's a shame that the All-Star games mean that much to Hall of Fame voters. But Johnny should have been in a lot more All-Star games than he was.
That was crazy, too. You should hear that part. 2 All-Star appearances.
What's wrong with 2?
Is
I
that
would have
yours?
said way more.
Yeah.
I would have taken the over.
I would have taken the over on both of you.
Yeah, so listen, obviously, people that don't know, Johnny and I went to high school together. He lives down the street, so we've been lifelong friends. So I'm a little bit biased towards him,
Mm-hmm.
but I honestly, if you look at his numbers and you look at what he meant to the teams he played for, he's in the conversation more than what he was.
Winning ball player.
Yes.
Yeah. NYY News TV said Posada got no votes. He's one of the greatest offensive catcher and winning catchers ever.
True. It's weird.
Yeah,
Kratz,
he didn't get much love.
Maybe you can explain how the Hall of Fame voting works.
Super underrepresented position. Sorry, catcher. Third base is very underrepresented as well. Those are the two for some reason that barely get any love.
Well, the thing about catchers, you can't put up the numbers that other
which is
positions
bullshit.
put
That's
up.
why you
So
need to look at it differently.
It should be looked at catcher versus catcher,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if you look at a catcher to catcher to catcher versus catcher versus first baseman or catcher versus outfielder, outfielder's going to have way more numbers.
Yes.
Or shortstop's going to have way more numbers or a first baseman. Whereas a catcher now, especially nowadays, they only let them play 100 games a year. It's way different dynamic.
But that doesn't mean that a catcher shouldn't make it. You know?
I agree.
Relievers have been picked on. It was weird the way that it's been
Goes in
analyzed.
cycles.
It does.
It does.
It goes in cycles.
It does
Yep.
go in cycles. But catcher's also a position where, AJ Przinsky, man, he could really hit. Defense, Jorge Posada, he could really hit. Guys at the catching position, they want to hate on somebody's defense because they come up with a reason of why. Like, prove to me why AJ Przinsky's defense wasn't very good. Prove to me why this and that. To me, that's like letting Ozzie Smith in. Like, his defense he was the wizard. It was wizardry defense. The catching position has so many intricacies that I feel like the people that vote maybe can't see them.
Well, you can't watch every baseball game. It's not possible.
I try.
Yeah, we all do. That's why we're on this show. So let's get back to tonight. No.
I got my weapon back now.
You know what? We know what we're getting to, though.
I know.
Ken Fazio, president of Tyrus Baseball, joining us right now. Very excited to chat with Ken. Yes, we see AJ is obsessed with the Pine Tar applicator, but Tyrus Baseball, great sponsor here, tyrusbaseball.com to check out a wide variety of products, bats, Pine Tar, grip sticks, rosin bags. Ken, how are you? And give us a little lowdown of what your company's got. And then I cannot wait to get into your expert analysis on the sticky stuff situation that will return to the MLB headlines tonight with Max Scherzer's debut.
Doing great, guys. Thanks for having me. Tyrus is a small family-owned business, where we come from humble beginnings and we don't forget where we came from. We love and we honor the game like you guys do. The mission that we have is to bring high-quality products that you find in the big leagues to amateurs at an affordable price. We're really proud to say that we make 55 standard products, and 53 of them are made in the USA. Most of them by us, some by others, but in the United States. And I'm the managing partner of BWP Bats as well. So that's a separate company, but that's pretty much who we are and what we do.
And we appreciate you. And we've got a lot of the products here, including right in front of me as well. So again, tyrusbaseball.com to check out all these products. And we'll talk more about it after the interview. But let's get into Max Scherzer, because we connected and became friends on this topic. I've made many friends because of this topic, because when people are confused, Ken, they come together. So what was your take of Max Scherzer's suspension and being kicked out of that game a couple weeks ago as he now returns? And how can we fix this sticky stuff problem? Because we have pitchers on multiple times a week who have no idea what the rules are with a baseball and rosin and sweat.
Okay. Scherzer was in a no-win situation as far as I'm concerned. He had a situation where Cuzzy had eyes on him to begin with, and I think that's kind of his thing. There are guys who call balks, and there are guys who pick this out and that out, and I guess that's now his thing. So anyway, so at some point, Scherzer attempts to clean his hands. I think he was directed to do so. I saw the post-game thing. I'm a Met fan. I start watching that game. I'm like, where the frig is Scherzer? I come out of the shop, and he's gone, and then I'm trying to catch up and find out what happened. I'm like, oh, my God. Anyway, so he attempts to clean his hands, and it sounded like his hands were really caked up with rosin. Okay. Now, I'm sure the guys sitting there with you, Scott, know that, alcohol activates rosin. I mean, this product here, you got it on the desk there, the grip spray, it's made with alcohol and it's made with rosin. That's all you need to know, And, what we do when all the products we make, almost all of them have rosin in them, a lot of times we wear gloves, sometimes we don't. You need to degrease it. Coconut oil, Zepp orange cleaner, that's what you need. The problem, the negative with that as a pitcher is there's oily residue. If you wash, pitchers don't like to wash a lot because their hands get soft. They don't get a good grip on the ball. The answer to that is maybe grab a handful of dirt and, move it around. But that's really what you need to do. And you use the alcohol as a finish, just to kind of get the last licks off. You don't start with it. And any of you guys tried to get the registration off your windshield? Anybody do that? No?
Oh, yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And so when you try to clean off the windshield before you put the new one on, you take a rag or a paper towel with some alcohol, and you start to smear the adhesive that's on there. Well, that's what Scherzer was doing. It takes you 5-6 passes to get that windshield nice and clean before you can put the new one on. Well, he had way too much rosin on his hands to start with alcohol. And that's pretty much where I feel like he had, 7 8 minutes to get back on the field? Is that right? Am I right about that, guys?
Yeah, it was a while.
Something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
So it took him, he didn't have enough time to do what he needed to do to get completely clean. And that's where I see that particular situation. As far as rosin bags, we can talk about that. I'll answer any question you got, and I have my own ideas. But that's where I saw it,
Yeah, let's run Max talking about the topic.
Okay.
Oh, we'll get back to it.
We don't have any sound.
No.
Basically, he said he did what MLB told him to do, Ken, which is
Yeah.
wash your hands with alcohol and water.
I saw it.
Right, and then it made it stickier because alcohol and rosin gets super duper sticky. Like if I put alcohol and rosin on my hand, this ball would not fall out of my fingers. If I just took my
100%.
thumb off, it would just stick there.
Yep.
Right, so he did what
100%.
he did. So there's got to be a better way. But coconut oil ain't the answer either because I don't want no pitcher throwing with coconut oil on his fingers.
Right. That's what
The
I
ball
said.
go everywhere.
Right. No, absolutely, AJ. I'm talking about getting it off. You know what I mean? And then there's the issue of what do you do with the coconut oil on your hand? That's why I say no-win situation. No-win situation.
What could MLB?
That's it.
We're always talking about this kind of stuff. MLB is, and this is my opinion. This isn't AJ's or Scott's opinion. MLB is so reactive instead of proactive. You could,
Without a doubt. If I may, there was a process 2 years ago to standardize rosin bags in MLB. Prior to this, our little company was selling 4,500 to 5,500 rosin bags a year to Major League Baseball and Minor League Baseball. Okay, we started with Honduran rosin in the bags. We switched to Brazilian. There are reasons for that. I can get into it later if you want. And then we went back. We went back to that Brazilian because it just made sense for the process at the time. And then MLB enters the picture and says, we're going to standardize it. There were probably at least 12 that I know of, maybe even as many as 15 clubhouse guys that went to MLB and said, you need to talk to Tyrus. These guys are the guys. They're a small company, but they know their stuff. And honestly, we had to fight for a seat at the table. And then when we got in the 11th hour, only because I was such a pain in the ass, that we got in, we never really felt like we were part of it. And I talk to people, let me tell you, real smart people, smarter than me for sure, but that doesn't mean they understand what we do and rosin in and of itself. There were people involved in that process that thought that rosin was mined out of the earth. They thought that rosin was commercially viable in Georgia. It was 100 years ago since that Georgia produced a lot of rosin. Rosin comes from either the Pacific Rim or most of the stuff we get here from South America in the midst of huge transportation issues right after COVID. Containers going from $2,000 a container all the way up to $25,000 a container to ship something, and these people had no idea of any of this.
Where does rosin
And
come
at
from?
the time when they wanted to stick,
Where does it come from? Because I don't
most of the
know.
rosin that, sure, well, right, you don't know.
No,
but you
not
want
the
to
country, but
standardize
actually,
rosin
where does
bags.
it come from?
You-
Does it come from a
Honduras,
tree?
Comes from a tree. Conifers, which are ones that produce cones like pine trees, and they come from predominantly Honduras and Brazil, and each of them have different properties. The Honduran is extremely sticky. It's very rock-like. People say rock rosin. It's a misnomer because Brazilian rosin is also rock-like, but it's flaky. It's easier to make into powder. In 2012, and just interrupt me if I go too long, but in 2012, we came in with rosin bags and we used Honduran. And then around 2017, 2018, very interestingly, a lot of the clubbies were saying, we want powder, we want powder. We don't want that rocky stuff. And it's kind of funny. Why do you think that happened? And I can tell you why. There started to be a predominance of sticky stuff used by pitchers. Not just a guy here or there, but it was almost everybody. It was almost like the pitching coaches were saying, there's the sticky stuff, pick out something you like, And how did we know that? Full disclosure, we were one of the named products. Our Clear Sticky Grip was one of the named products that were being used. We developed it for hitters. We sold it to hitters, but we saw the people who were buying it. We knew it was going on, and then teams were buying it, And why would you want an all powdered rosin bag? Well, on those hot days, and AJ, I'm sure you know this, and Erik, I'm sure you know this, right? That stuff starts to loosen up when it's real hot, right? Even your tar on your bat starts to loosen up. So you knock it down with the rosin bag, tighten it up a little bit. Well, same thing with pitchers. So that's why we transferred over to Brazilian. It's a little less sticky. You kind of got to burnish it either on your pants or rub your fingers together, to get it going and stuff like that. But that's what was happening, and that's what, where we were. And then fast forward to, we're going to standardize it. And the next thing I know, they went to this rosin bag, they put Honduran back in it, which definitely is absolutely the stickier product. Now, I'm trying to remember, has anybody seen, they're not ours, but, we've got them, the rectangular rosin bags. Now, this is a powder, this is one that's rock, and we, they look the same, so we make sure we mark them that way. But the powdered ones have been caking up. They've been getting like bricks when it's really hard. And that's something I could have told MLB from the beginning, because the Honduran rosin that they specified at the end wants to go back together. It wants to get brick-like. It's not flaky. And even when, you fire that rosin bag back down on the mound, it doesn't break up like the flaky Brazilian rosin. It gets into like rocky, sharp kind of pieces. I don't know if, Erik, you may have seen that more lately. I think you've been in the league more recently than AJ, correct? Am I right about that?
Yep.
Yeah. So you might have seen that. I don't know if you did or you didn't, but that's what's going on. So there's clearly problems. There's ways of mitigating that, mixing the rosin bags with additives that will make it a little less sticky. These are all the things we know and we never called upon. Every once in a while, we get something ordered from us, and it goes up to Massachusetts. They use like an MLB website. They use an MLB email address, and who's buying it, and then they're sending it to the testing site up in Massachusetts. Like we don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? And but yet nobody asks us. And we've got a lot of practical. Now it's like what Ozzie was saying earlier. Ball players, and managing a game, it's all about the eye test a lot of time, not exactly what it says on a piece of paper, and it's the same thing with us. We have a lot of practical knowledge. I am not a chemist. I am not at all the smartest guy in the world, not even close, but I know my shit about this sticky stuff, and what I forgot about it, they don't even know. And that's the problem. They don't ask the people who know.
That is exactly the problem, because pitchers being confused is an issue. It's very easy to get a little board together, or at least do, a weekly session with people like you, pitchers in the game now, and go over how the hell can we make this not a problem out of the news.
Hold on, before he answers this, what teams bought sticky stuff?
Yeah, what teams and players? Can we get?
You have to kill me first, pal. Listen, we are 100% players first. Even though listen, if I had your talent and Kratz's talent, I would throw mine away. However, we know what it's like to be players. We know what it's like to have your reputation, your career, and your future on the line. And guys who bought stuff from us, agents, players, teams, you have to kill us first, or you have to subpoena us. You don't get the information.
Amazing. All right.
How's that?
So that's perfect. And we're player first too. So we're neutral.
Oh,
We just
and
wanna
I
tell
know
it
you
like
are.
it is.
I didn't mean to
Yeah.
say you weren't.
No.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
it's all about. That's why we appreciate having you on here, Ken. Thank you so much. And again, appreciate you sending us stuff as well as
Especially this Scott
thank
Wacker
you.
thing you
Thank
sent
you.
me here.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Thanks for
Yeah.
my
that.
shirt,
Hey,
too.
thanks,
The
Chris.
shirt.
I like
Thanks,
that
man.
shirt.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Ken, great
Thanks, appreciate
great
it.
talking to you.
You guys-
Appreciate it. What's up?
No. If anybody can get a shirt, let me know. I'll get it to them. All right.
We got you. Absolutely. We'll
All
put
right,
this
man.
all
Thanks
up
for
too.
thanks for the time.
Thank
All right,
you, Ken.
appreciate it.
That was great. You can shop at TyrusBaseball.com. You'll find high-quality Tyrus Baseball maple bats, pine tar, grip sticks, rosin bags, which he showed us, and other accessories. The pros know Tyrus. Do you?
I do now.
Hell yeah. That was good, though. I mean, I've had conversations with Ken about this, especially right after the Scherzer situation. And I'm like, this guy is giving me better answers than anyone else I've heard, especially on the league side and on the umpire side. The knowledge base of Ken versus Phil Cuzzy on sticky stuff and rosin.
How do you know? Phil Cuzzy might have a PhD in rosin.
Well, he can't talk, so he's not
Oh.
allowed to come on the show or do anything. So
Okay.
I would love to bring him on to discuss this and see if he knows as much as Ken knows about the situation. But it just sounds like there's more of an equipment issue than anything these days, Kratzy. It's just like who we doing business with is causing the problem.
He said he had a fight to have a seat at the table, and the only way he got in there was because he was annoying. What they should come up with is, this is like an Alex Gordon tribute, but they should come up with Tyrus, get pine tar out of your jersey stuff too. That might be something for them to look into for a cash cow, because that stuff gets in your jersey, it ain't coming out.
No?
No, not. I mean, big league clubhouses, they got stuff that's epic and super chemical laced. But at home, if you're at home and like when I bring all my Tyrus stuff to the field, the dudes on the team are just gonna be like, and it's just gonna stick to their shoulder and pulling it off of there, and then their moms are gonna be like, "What is this? Like, we can't get this out of this entire area."
Well, some of that stuff was great for spin rate, as he mentioned. They had a good little run there. Let's swing to our next guest, shall we? From Just Baseball, Peter Appel, joining us right now. And it is presented by BetMGM, sponsors of ours. And of course, as you can see in the backdrop of Peter's show as well, Just Baseball, and the website too, justbaseball.com. Peter, great to have you on. How you doing? And let's get right into some spicy baseball topics, which I know you guys cover and we do with no restrictions.
Perfect, my man. Excited to be on. Thanks for having me.
All right.
Hold on. How did you and Kratz collaborate before on you're going to wear the same color shirt?
Yeah.
Just a happy coincidence, I guess. His is a little bit cooler, though. Everybody doesn't get a trophy. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah. Just two good-looking guys looking the same. Sorry about it.
Wait, I feel like one has hair, the other doesn't, though. Peter, I'm assuming has hair.
Okay,
We've
let's
all
get
got
on to the
hats.
question.
It's hat
Okay.
day. It's hat
A
day.
little bit of hair.
Yeah,
There
nice,
it is. Let's
yeah.
go. Peter, so biggest story in the past week in terms of clicks, topics, etc., that you guys at Just Baseball have been kicking around is what?
That's actually a really good question. And I think they're surrounding a lot of teams, right? The Pirates are off to this incredible start. The Orioles, I think, are outdoing a lot of people's expectations. But something that I don't think is getting enough shine, and maybe it's because I'm a 25-year-old who's been watching baseball my entire life. And I was always a big opponent of the shift. And I thought the new rules would be so good for Major League Baseball. And when we look at how it's done so far, this comes from Baseball Doesn't Exist. The first 32 days of MLB rule changes compared to the first 32 days of last year. Runs are up 14%. Hits are up 9%. Average is up 15 points. Steals are up 54%. And the games are 27 minutes shorter. So for me, I love this new brand of baseball. We heard Jeff Passan talk that it's getting back to the 1970s. So I went back because I'm 25 and I wanted to watch some 1970s baseball to see what the everyone's talking about. And I watched the Big Red Machine back in the 70s, and it was so much faster, and I think we're seeing that here today. So I'm so excited to see these new rules working and making the game better. I don't think that's getting enough shine.
What do you think?
I like it. I like all the rules. More action, quicker pace. Let's get these games in and out of the dugouts. Moving,
Yeah, but also just
shaking.
getting rid of the bullshit has been big.
Yeah, getting rid of the shift. I mean, guys couldn't figure out how to hit through the shift or hit around the shift. So,
I wasn't saying that. I was saying, all right, ball one, let me step out.
Yeah, I'm saying get
stare
it
at my
moving.
batting gloves.
Get it moving.
Pitcher's gonna tell a story to themselves in their head for a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, but you also heard Ozzie Guillén say, these guys, they need babysitters. So
yeah, well now they don't.
Now they
they're
don't
on
have
the damn
time
clock.
for a babysitter.
You don't have to overthink things. It's probably going to make some people better.
I like
anyway.
it, Peter. That's smart. What's the biggest? Because I now want to know what's the biggest guarantee I can make on a bet. So what advice can you give me?
You're asking him for a lock, essentially.
Yeah,
I mean he can play along with us too because we have to get our locks in before the end of the day. Do you have a pick?
I'm talking about for the year though. I'm not. Besides,
okay.
I'm talking about for the year. I'm not talking about for today.
Do that first, and
for
then
the
we'll have
season. What is there an MVP candidate you like? Is there a home run champion? Is there a team making the playoffs that you bet on before the year that you said this is my lock? It's going to happen.
My biggest preseason bet of the season was the Arizona Diamondbacks over 74.5 wins. And it has a lot to do with the rules, right? They're a young, exciting team that plays really good defense and wrecks havoc on the base pass. And they're bringing up a lot of really good young pitchers. We're seeing Brandon Pfaadt pitch as we sit here today against the Texas Rangers. They were a team that I thought was kind of undervalued by the market. And so I pushed my chips in. I went Arizona Diamondbacks over 74.5 wins. And on top of that, as soon as Jordan Walker was announced that he was going to make the Major League roster, those odds for his Rookie of the Year crashed, right? He became the favorite. And I was here thinking to myself, well, I love the Diamondbacks, and it's really on the backs of Corbin Carroll, who I think is going to be an all-world outfielder someday. And he already is. And he was the favorite. Then all the Jordan Walker, Aaron Judge, comparisons get leaked. And then he becomes the favorite. As soon as that happened, I jumped on Corbin Carroll because I think he's an incredible blend of an incredible fielder, one of the fastest men on planet Earth. He can hit a ball 470 feet like he did in the minor leagues. And he's got great bat-to-ball skills. I think he was a complete player. And when I looked at Jordan Walker in the minor leagues, putting up a 120, 130 WRC+, I saw Corbin Carroll doing that in the big leagues in his first short stint. I thought the market overreacted. So I got Corbin Carroll at plus 500, and I pushed all the chips in on Arizona Diamondbacks over 74.5 wins.
I love that play. Corbin Carroll. I love that. I think me and Scotty, we had him at plus 400.
Yeah.
I like that.
Hell yeah, baby.
I think I took him too.
Did you?
You got him too, AJ?
Yeah.
Look at that.
I think I'm pretty sure that we said one of our locks on this show was Diamondbacks over whatever their number was, 74.5. We all were like, whoa, that's a low number.
But
you guys
for Carroll, that was one I was feeling as well. And it had just as much like Pete's mentioning to do with Jordan Walker. It was the outfield situation in St. Louis, but also more than anything, because I wasn't anticipating he's going to be sent down in a few weeks. I just was looking at the age, just the chance of someone being that successful at that age, who hasn't had a lot of minor league time, who's a big dude, and sometimes it takes time to develop. He's got the hit tool. It's just, I just felt like there was a lot against him suddenly, like tearing through the league like he's, Soto or Machado coming through at such a young age. Kratz, I know you got one, and then we're going to do our picks.
No, I want to go, Pete. You were saying about how you're like, oh, I'm 25 and I like all these. What more do 25-year-olds need from baseball? Because this is what I mean. This is the age group that I think needs to love baseball. But I really love baseball, and I'm a man. I'm 40, so that doesn't matter. Like everybody 40 loves baseball because we're slow, we're old, and we're bald. So what do 25-year-olds need?
I think that's a great question. And of course, I can't speak for all 25-year-olds, but I can speak for myself. And, we have a big TikTok audience. So, we're always dealing with a younger audience. And it's clear, right? Why is TikTok successful? Because you don't need a long attention span in order to absorb all the content on it. I think baseball needs to get back to it. We have the NBA, we have the NFL, where it's fast, high flying, and all that kind of stuff. So these new rules, I think, are so impactful because we're seeing more hits and we're seeing more stolen bases. And I forget who did this study. It was done in the MLB league office, and they polled a bunch of people. And they said, what is the most exciting event in baseball? And I was surprised by the results because the most exciting event was a triple, right? You hit a ball in the gap. The guy is sprinting around the bases. It's a madhouse to get the ball in. And that's exciting baseball. Like, we don't need home run, walk, or strikeout. I love the blue pit. I love more diving plays. I love that infielders and outfielders are supposed to be in their designated position, which is just leading to better baseball. So these rules are making the game quicker, and that's what I think young people want. Especially that's what I want. Like I said, can't speak for all 25-year-olds. But as I'm seeing on social media, baseball is getting more and more popular because you turn the game on, and instead of one guy fixing his batting gloves and then striking out or grounding out into the shift, it's much more exciting. So that's why I really wanted to talk about the rules, because for young people, I think it's making the game so much better.
Tell me yes or no on this. If we went more split screens with several mic'd up players on the field, and you could purchase for $199 in the game, you could purchase Bryce Harper mic'd up in right field for the entire game. It would kill it when he goes into the dugout. It would turn back on when he's at the plate. Would you pay for that as a 25-year-old? Would you pay for a single camera just on him and then the split on the field and seeing what's happening? But you got to pay for it. It's like a streaming service.
Yeah, personally, I would not. I don't need that personally. I know that's probably not the best answer, but I just love watching the game. If I got to hear Bryce Harper maybe before the game talk about his plans, maybe put him in the film room and see what he's looking at, I would be much more, pervious to maybe buy that. But just on the field, I don't even want the players to be distracted. I don't want them knowing that they're mic'd up. I feel like that might actually hurt their production on the field. I could be wrong. Of course, I've never played right field in major leagues before, but I don't want to disrupt the game. I don't want to do that to players, and I don't think I'd even buy it. But you put Bryce Harper in the film room, and he's talking about his swing and what he's looking for at the plate. Yeah, I'd pay for that, and I'd pay much more than $199.
Yeah, and I want them to have free speech. Whatever you're actually saying, not like the jazzed up.
My question is,
crap.
why would Erik want to shut off in the dugout? That's when the best conversations happen. He's not talking to anybody in right field.
Right, exactly. He's by
What's he
himself.
talking to in right field himself? He's like, okay, bat. Okay, this is my bat. I'm going to stick this in my pocket. Maybe I can take some practice.
I'm so bored.
I'm so bored. It sucks out here
This
in right
pitcher's
field.
striking everyone out. I hate when Wheeler pitches.
I hate when Nola gets all those ground balls. I don't move.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's run through our picks, and Pete has one too. And while we're doing that, so our BetMGM locks from yesterday were not great. Besides,
yes, they were.
AJ coming up with the plus 145 White
For
Sox
2
money
hunch,
line.
too.
How you doing for 2 hunch? We counted it. Todd Father needs to get the weather app because he's having void issues with his bets lately. Mets and Tigers, you don't touch that the last few days. Mets haven't played, it feels like, in forever. Now they're back at it with the doubleheader today. I lost. No sweat bet. Phillies got smacked again by the Dodgers. Love the no sweat bet. I don't have to lock in on one game. And same for you, Kratzy. No Astros. So the plunge continues. 7-16. AJ's climbing. I'm 15-9. Todd Father at 4-4. And by the way, as we get to our picks today here, I just want to mention, because we've got some bettors in the chat. a few of them mentioned that they put money down on James Outman plus 5,000. It's like, whoa, because that's got
a year. That's got some gas behind
That's
it,
got
too.
some serious fuel. So credit to you guys. I mean, he won Rookie of the Month so far. We'll see if he can carry that the rest of the way here. But let's do our BetMGM locks for Wednesday. You won, so you go first.
No, I'm going last.
Okay, fine.
I get to pick when I go. Let's let the expert go first.
Okay, you tell us what's your one lock, and that's what makes this tough because I'm a volume guy, so I'll go through 5, 6, 7, 8 bets for a night. But just picking the one lock is not easy.
No, it's not easy. I have 3 plays myself today. Excuse me. I have 3 plays myself today, but I'll give you one, and I'm going to go with the Colorado Rockies as an underdog today. They are facing Erik Lauer, who has a 15.29 ERA in his career at Coors Field. Dates back to when he was a Padre. He's a left-handed pitcher whose stuff, it doesn't spin the same at Coors Field. And Erik Lauer, just in general, his velocity is down. He has not looked that great. His xERA is over 6. And he's going up against Kyle Freeland today, who's actually had a lot of success against Milwaukee, right? Just against their current roster, 32% strikeout rate with a 102 opponent batting average. I think there's a big mismatch in the starting pitching matchup today. And I think the Rockies build on their momentum yesterday, considering normally the Rockies' better split is against left-handed pitchers. And Erik Lauer is the worst pitcher in the modern era at Coors Field. He's thrown over 30 innings at Coors Field, 15.29 ERA. The total is set at 12. We should see plenty of runs, but I think more of those runs are going to be scored by the Rockies.
That's good. Well, probably one of our best in the chat, Toasty, he's betting every day on games. Right before you went with yours, he goes, my guess he takes Rockies. That's good. He said Lauer bat at Coors, Rockies smash lefties. I'm on them too. Love that. Kratz, you tailing, and what are you doing?
Hang on, I got to write that down. Okay, thank you. Okay, no,
I am tailing the
him.
shit out of that tonight, though. But yeah,
I'm a tail that like crazy. I love all that info. That's the kind of stuff I'm diving into and trying to learn too, Pete. So I appreciate it. I'm going Ohtani 1.5 bases tonight versus the Cardinals for plus, I think 140, plus 140. I'm putting 200 down to get myself 280. Ohtani, Lucy came on, told us Ohtani needs to be an Ohtani day, so I'm jumping on the Ohtani day train.
There you go. And Cardinals pitching, as documented.
Is it a Michaelis tonight?
It's Michaelis, but he's not off to a good start.
Okay.
And
Like
some of the media,
nobody in the Cardinals is off to a good start.
No one's off to a good start with the Cards, and media, of course, picking on some of the WBC guys. Although I would counter that and say Marcus Stroman looks pretty damn good so far this year. I'll go Seattle Mariners run line. I'm going to pick on the A's a lot this year. And in my mind, run line wasn't steep enough for me not to touch. Yesterday, Seattle offense didn't show up much. I love George Kirby days. He's been one of the best, and I think will continue to be. I think he could be a Cy Young contender going up against J.P. Spears, who's gotten hit pretty good so far this year. And that'll also be, we'll get to, I'll get a home run pick in there from this lineup too. But between Julio and Suarez, France, Teoscar, I think this is the kind of series where you can get a game or two of double-digit runs. 2-1 against Oakland's not going to happen 2 days in a row. That pitching in general is triple A. Right? Going run line. Did I say money line?
Okay, I'm just making
no run line. Money line was probably like minus 200 or something.
Yeah, it was big.
Run line
there was a lot of big lines today, Peter. A lot of big. The favorites were heavy today, so it's a strange day.
Yeah, but run line for that one was minus 105 with the run line at minus 1.5. So, okay. And the usual 105 to win a hundo. What do you got?
I was gonna take. Go ahead, Peter.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, you guys want to know kind of something crazy right now? In the last 15 seasons, this is the worst start for underdogs in the last 15 seasons.
Wow.
So if you blindly tailed favorites up to this point, you'd be winning at a 62% rate. That hasn't happened since like 2004.
I joked with my wife that I was going to just bet the Rays every game to win.
That would have worked out really well for you so
they
far.
They were 13-0, and then, yeah, I know. Still works.
You would have been famous.
Exactly. So
instead, you pick on the White Sox games way too often.
Because we had Ozzie on, Peter, and you could probably laugh at me, but they have Dylan Cease pitching today, who's their best pitcher. They had 2 huge walk-off wins. They've got a guy for the Twins pitching today that hasn't pitched a whole lot at the major league level. I'm not going to lie. So I'm taking White Sox run line -1.5 at +155, just because they're due for a big offensive outburst. And I have a feeling tonight will be the night. They're feeling good. Ozzie was on here talking his normal Ozzie talk, and go White Sox.
There you go. All right, we'll see what happens. And then I'll run through the home run, call your shot Wednesdays promo, and then we'll all give you a home run bet to take a look at. So for existing BetMGM sports users, and if you're not there, you should be, you place a $25 anytime MLB home run prop bet wager. You get a $10 bonus bet to use on any MLB game. Just log into the app, iOS or Android, wherever you're getting it. Opt into the MLB Call Your Shot Wednesdays. Place a wager either pre or live in the amount of at least $25 on any MLB game, and you get a $10 bonus bet to use on any MLB game. Always bet responsibly. Gambling problem or concern, call 1-800-GAMBLER. And I'd like to get your home run picks. I'll start. Teoscar Hernandez. Obviously, I'm picking on the A's here. I think the Mariners are going to score big tonight. So I'll go with Teo. He's been swinging the bat pretty well. He's also a pretty streaky home run hitter, so it's a good way to get going. Plus 275 too, so I'm not the only one that thinks he's going to go deep. That's pretty low.
I took J-Rod.
Oh, so you're picking on my game too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to pick your game, but you stole it. So
you're allowed to tail. That usually works out for you.
I did that, and it worked out, so I'm going to try something different.
Kratz, your home run pick is?
I'm picking on my own game. Ohtani. Michaelis is going to drop one of those curveballs in there, and it's going to go a little too far down and in. It'll be a dinger city.
Okay, you finish us up here. What do you got, Peter?
Before I give my home run pick, AJ, I got to say I am on the Twins money line today. I like Louis Varland.
It's Louis Varland from Concordia College in Minnesota.
He's got good stuff, man. He's got good stuff, and
better than Cease. Better than Cease.
Not better than Cease, but if you just bet on starting pitching matchups, things could get bad because the Twins have the better offense and they have the better bullpen, and they're coming off a loss. Give me the Twins.
Exactly why I picked the White Sox. Because the White Sox are going to get hot, dang
it. Give me Randall Grichuk to hit a home run today.
Whoa.
Yeah, against Erik Lauer. He is I don't want to be disrespectful towards him because he is a good player, but he is a Coors merchant. And I mean that in the most respectful way possible, because when he is at Coors Field and when he is facing a lefty, he goes crazy. Returned from injury, went 2 for 4 yesterday, was seeing the ball really well. He also has suspiciously low home run odds. He's one of the top players in that game to hit a home run. Matches up really well against Erik Lauer's pitch mix, which is fastballs, cutters, curveballs, and his velocity is down. Weather conditions look amazing in Coors Field today, 77 and sunny. I think he hits one 430 into left field.
Come on. I think AJ hits one 430 to left field with those conditions and that pitching. That's good. Plus 333 for Grichuk. Yeah, that's low. I like it. Peter, great to have you on, man. We enjoyed the conversation. Let's win some money tonight.
Why not us?
Hell yeah. Exactly. Appreciate you. And again, you can check out the website, justbaseball.com, to see more of Peter's work and the rest of his team and their shows and their social following. The same thing with Just Baseball. All over socials as well. That was good. He knows his shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was good. I'm mad at him, though, for that pick.
I'm telling what he's got. Well, you guys are going against each other, which is great.
Now, you know what? Now I'm rooting for the dang Brewers. Peter, take that.
Let's slap hands. Get out of here.
Wait, hold on. Does he have his autograph on his floor?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yes. First of all, that needs to be confiscated. The pine tar applicator is taking a turn for AJ. Some happy birthdays. The main one I wanted to say was just Austin Meadows. Shout out. We're thinking about you. I know he's missing time again, dealing with some mental health issues. So just wanted to say we're thinking about you. And he's had a lot of success on the field in the past. So we hope that you get back. It would be a great story. And I'd also like to shout out something I forgot from yesterday, which is Brew Crew Territory. Latest episode is available right now on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, the whole deal. We have Jeff Levering, who calls games for the Brew Crew, Vinny Rottino, who's a broadcaster also for Brewers TV. And the Ratty Tellez interview is absurd. So that a lot of that's included in there as well, with Kratz and me breaking down everything on Milwaukee Brewers territory, Brew Crew territory, available now. Just wanted to give it a shout out because the latest episode came about. Also, there's big debuts tonight. I know some people were talking about Brandon Pfaadt. I think I'm saying the name right there, but I'll hear the broadcast tonight. Am I? Okay.
Yeah, you said it right.
Okay. You watching him tonight?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm going to get the whole split screen. I disagree with Pete. I love the split screen.
You want him mic'd up? Yeah. Imagine how much money it would take to get a dude to debut mic'd up. Hey, we're going to mic you up for your debut. I mean, it would be sick, but they wouldn't do it live at least. And then I got one other bit of news here. The Mets announced Bartolo Colon's throwing out the first pitch this weekend on Sunday for Mets Rockies. That's how you fill up a Mets Rockies game.
Why?
Why not?
I don't know. I'm just asking.
I mean, why not?
Because he's happy and he's funny and he smiles.
Yeah, they love him.
Forget the past.
Yeah, exactly. Kratz hats?
New Hampshire Fisher Cats. These were our home jerseys. Home hats. You know what that's a Fisher Cat. Look up what a Fisher Cat is.
That's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. It's got a very Vermont look to it. Wait, come back to me too. I promised AJ I would do it.
No product, ladies and gentlemen. No product.
This is what happens when you work all morning and
you look like Yuli Gurriel, La Pina.
Yeah.
I can do it. See, you don't want to deal with this on the show. There's a lot going on here. Okay, cover that shit up.
You.
We will see y'all on Thursday on FT Live. What a damn day! Thank you, Ozzie Guillén, for talking half the show and probably producing 80,000 quotes. Chris Bassett, you want to hear a good interview? Chris Bassett, Blue Jays pitcher, joining us tomorrow, unfiltered. We'll see you then.